and welcome to West Central High School here in Biggsville, Illinois, as we get ready for Friday night football here on TSSR Game Time Live. It is presented by MDH. My name's Wyatt Reed, as we'll be taking you along here this evening as West Central hosting their homecoming here this evening. Well, that's why we're getting a little bit of an earlier start, because there is a large West Central audience who may not be in attendance here this evening, because big things are happening here at West Central. Not only is their football team 3-1, but their middle school baseball team currently at state here as we speak. That game is going on. If we get an update, we'll try to give you guys that update. But trying to go on a little bit earlier here this evening so we can cover the homecoming festivities here this evening. And there's going to be plenty going on here as we roll through the night. So it's good to be with you here, and we will have all the fun and all the football, of course, once we kick off. Kickoff scheduled for about 7 o'clock here tonight from Biggsville, Illinois. But the West Central Heat coming in off of a very emotional, long, drawn-out ball game last Friday night, thanks to Mother Nature having a little say on it, as we had an hour-long rain delay. We broadcast that game here on TSSR, and it was a long, long night as the West Central Heat come back from a 20-0 deficit. They score 36 unanswered points and win the game against Ridgewood on the road, 36-26 in Cambridge. So now they're coming back home, homecoming, back-to-back home games. They've got Galva next week. They're looking forward to being right here in Biggsville for the time being. While West Prairie comes into this one, they've been struggling here a little bit this season. They are 0-4. Their defense has kind of given up quite a few points throughout the season here. They're getting outscored 176 to 40. So their defense really got to tighten up. They've had a couple of closer games. Last week was actually a really close game. It was a game that we were kind of keeping an eye on as we were sitting through the rain delay last week in Cambridge. But it ended up being a 36-16 ball game against Peoria Heights on the road. Now they're on the road again, but this one kind of a closer ball game for them. Not near as much travel. And, you know, it is a nearby rival for West Prairie. So West Prairie Southeastern, that is. So not near as far to travel here. And they want to play the role of spoiler here this evening on this homecoming night for West Central. They had another close game in their season opener at home against Ashton Franklin Center, which gave West Central all sorts of trouble. So they were able to keep that game close. So, I mean, when you look at common opponents, it's kind of interesting to see they have that common opponent. And it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams respond here tonight in Week 5 of 8-man football here in the state of Illinois. Happy to bring this one to you here as this broadcast here is brought to you by some of our great sponsors. We got a lot of sponsors here for TSSR, but West Prairie Sports it's presented by McDonough Telephone Cooperative and Southeastern Sports, obviously the cooperative here. So Southeastern Sports, they are brought to you, of course, brought to you here by MDH. So happy to be here, and we will, once the festivities get underway, we will turn our crowd mic up so you guys can hear everything that's going on. I'll turn my mic down. I'll shut up so we can kind of enjoy the festivities that are happening here this evening. Again, homecoming night here at West Central as the Heat taking on the Cyclones of West Prairie Southeastern. And it is good to be hanging out with you here this evening. So festivities, they told us, are about to get underway here. 6:30 was about the approximate time when we would get things started. And we are ready for some football as well. What should be a beautiful, beautiful night here at Biggsville. It might be one of those nights where you're like, you come here without a jacket, but then by the end of the game, you're like, maybe I should have brought a jacket. Maybe I should have brought a hoodie. Hopefully that's not the case. But we'll see. By the way, Southeastern Sports, I knew I had another sponsor read here. Southeastern Sports is brought to you by Adams Fiber here on TSSR. So had to get our title sponsors their shout-outs here. We'll give them their shout-outs. We've got our other sponsors for each school here, so we're going to read through those here tonight, and we're going to have some fun here at West Central. West Central and West Prairie here this evening. Hopefully I don't get them confused as we roll through the night. But they're going to be having a truck parade, I believe, starting up here in just a few moments, and that's why we got the earlier start time here for the pregame festivities. West Central going to be wearing their home red uniforms here this evening. I was wondering, was it going to be red? Because I was trying to put up the scoreboard. I was like, is it going to be red, white, and blue? Or is it going to be more blue with maybe some red and white there? Or is it going to be more so these red and white unis? And they went with the red and white unis, as you can see on the bottom of the screen. West Prairie Southeastern going to be rocking the road whites with the black numbers here this evening. So the numbers won't be a problem, I don't think, here this evening. That's certainly some good news. Kind of a refreshing change from some of the other sports I have to call here on TSSR. Because some of those numbers are a little tricky in some of those uniforms that they have here. But again, West Central comes in 3-1. West Central winners of 3 in a row after a season-opening loss to West Carroll. Both these teams have faced West Carroll and both had similar results. Then West Central, like I said, they've rattled off 3 in a row since then. An 18-6 win against Ashton Franklin Center, a 54-14 win over Peoria Heights, and a 36-26 win against Ridgewood last week on the road. That comeback win, a comeback for the ages. I still watch those highlights. I was talking with our camera girl's dad here this evening, who shout out to our camera girl, Alyssa, for being out here helping us out once again this evening, but was talking to her dad earlier, and we were just sitting there talking about how we were very surprised at that game. I went back and watched the game, and I still can't believe it ended up happening. A lot of things turned on their head here as we were in Ridgewood last week, but it was a fun game to call. And if you were there with us, the West Central side, you know just how fun it was. Coach McCormick, though, with West Prairie Southeastern coming in 0-4 on the season, a season-opening loss, a close loss to Ashton Franklin Center, 28-18. Of course, they had the same result, as I said, against West Carroll. Kind of blew the doors off of them there. That's a really good West Carroll team, a team that you'll probably be seeing on TSSR as the playoffs will be getting underway here. It'll be here before you know it. And then they lost to Ridgewood. West Prairie did 56-6. And then Peoria Heights last week, we had that one on TSSR, and that was a very close contest. 36-16 ended up being the final score. As it looks like the festivities are about to get underway here, so I'm going to turn my mic down. I'm going to turn our crowd mic up, and you'll be able to hear the homecoming festivities. West Central Heat. For the West Central crew out there, the folks that may not be here in attendance this evening, but we will have the festivities. I'll turn my mic down, and once the festivities are over, I'll be on the air, and we'll have more pregame and everything we need to know here in just a little bit. So stick around. Let's get that mic up as we get the
Stronghurst Boys Middle School up 5-3 at the moment. Top of the 7.
So that's the update on the baseball game. They lead 5-3, West Central Middle School does, so that's some good news to report.
Starting with our freshman attendance. The girl attendant for the freshman class is Lenny Corzant. Lenny is the daughter of Nate and Amanda Corzant. The boy attendant for the freshman class is Jackson Adams. Jackson is the son of Ned and Megan Adams. Now for the sophomores, the girl attendant for the sophomore class is Leah Clausing. Leah is the daughter of Tyler and Emily Clausing. The boy attendant for the sophomore class is Graham Kelly. Graham is the son of BJ and Sherry Kelly. And now for the juniors. The girl attendant for the junior class is Addison Burrell. Addison is the daughter of Jeremy and Jessica Burrell. The boy attendant for the junior class is Jeremy Ford. Jeremy is the son of Charlie and Sandra Ford. Now your 2025 homecoming court. Our first queen candidate from the senior class is Lauren Winters. Lauren is the daughter of Chris and Jessica Winters. Throughout her high school career, she's been involved in softball, volleyball, NHS, FFA, FCA, Bi-County Youth Coalition, and is a class officer. After high school, she had plans to attend SEC before opening her own daycare in Henderson County. She's accompanied by Jordan Kane. Jordan is the son of Brian and Amanda Kane. Over the past 4 years, he's been involved in baseball and chess club. He's currently involved in bass fishing, basketball, football, FCA, and is our FFA treasurer. After high school, he plans to farm and become a professional firefighter. Our second queen candidate from the senior class is Hannah Carnes. Hannah is the daughter of Brenda Carnes. She's been involved in volleyball, basketball, cheer, and FFA. After high school, she plans on attending SCC. She's accompanied by Cody Wade. Cody is the son of Shannon Brown and Jim Wade. In the past 4 years, he's been involved in football, track, local Ironworkers 235, and chess club. After high school, he plans on attending a trade school. Our final queen candidate from the senior class is Brianna Tucker. Brianna is the daughter of April Tucker and Shane Tucker. Over the past 4 years, she's been involved in FFA and is currently involved in cheer. After high school, her future plan is to attend SCC and take the Rad Tech program. She's accompanied by Keaton Rubish. Drake Vancil. Oh. I just looked up and went, what the heck? They gave you the wrong order. Hang on. Here we go. Our third candidate from the senior class is London Parker. Hey, London, how you doing? I was looking at the script, not out the window. London is the daughter of Dustin and Jade Parker. Over the past 4 years, she's been involved in volleyball, softball, and FFA, and is currently involved in cheer. After high school, she plans to attend Carl Sandburg's dental hygienist program. She's accompanied by Keaton Rubish. Keaton is the son of Mike and Heidi Rubish. Over the past 4 years, Keaton has been involved in baseball and is currently involved in football, track, NHS, 4-H, and is one of our SCA leaders and FFA historians. After high school, he plans to attend college and become an ag teacher. I plan on learning how to turn a page. Our final candidate, this is Brianna Tucker. Yeah, look up with that. She's the daughter of April Tucker and Shane Tucker. She's been involved in FFA and is currently involved in cheer. After high school, she plans to attend SEC and take their Rad Tech program. She's accompanied by Drake Benson. Drake is the son of Sherry Vansell and Aubrey Vansell. Over the past 4 years, he's been involved in band, speech, drama club, science olympiad, scholastic bowl, Bi-County Youth Coalition, 4-H golf, and is our student council president and NHS historian. After high school, he plans to involve SEC, to join SEC. Give it up for all of our attendants and our candidates. The homecoming queen and queen coronation will take place at the dance tomorrow evening. Congratulations to all our attendants and court this year.
All right, so there you have it, the homecoming festivities.
All alumni.
Oh, they've got alumni, I believe. Oh, they'll have alumni, I believe, going to introduce the alumni maybe at the halftime. So more homecoming festivities to come here on TSSR for West Central as the West Central Heat taking on the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones here this evening on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. My name's Wyatt Reed. Again, happy to be here with you as we've got the pregame festivities now underway here And we get this earlier start here, so it's good to be here a little bit early this evening. Again, we kind of talked about our matchup here a little bit. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more pregame. Maybe get the coin toss here on camera. One of the few times we get to actually do that. A lot of times I go on the air, it's always after the fact. But today might be a different story. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have more pregame as we get ready for West Central and West Prairie this evening on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
That's up to you. Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we're getting ready for kickoff here as West Central hosting their homecoming here this evening as West Prairie Southeastern makes the trip up and will take on the Heat here this evening. The Cyclones versus the Heat in what should be an excellent matchup. This pregame show is brought to you by the folks at JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offering the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screen. So if you're watching at JoJo's here this evening, appreciate you joining us here. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer on the Cyclones to victory. This game also brought to you by some other great sponsors. Let's get another one in here. We got a lot of sponsors to get through here this evening. This game brought to you by Ron L.B. Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta. With 80 years of car sales experience, Ron L.B. Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb, on East Jackson Street, stop in, talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris. Visit ronlb.com to check out their inventory. Happy to be with you here this evening as we got our more pregame festivities. We'll have the coin toss, I believe, before too terribly long here. We're about 15 minutes away on the clock. And we'll take a look at some of the other things going on here around the world of football. I think it's kind of a quiet night around the world of football, at least. Now, they do got some sports going on. They do got some football. Florida State, ranked Florida State, is currently trailing at the moment, as a matter of fact. So let's get that score and some other scores up and running here. Boy, going to be an interesting night if Florida State were to lose. That would get the world talking, wouldn't it? One game going on right now, college football. That would be Virginia. They are leading number 8 Florida State 7-0 late in the first quarter. As that one looks like Florida State, though, in the red zone. Looks like they're at about the 5-yard line. So Florida State about to go in and put up their first points of that ball game. Later tonight, you've got Arizona State hosting number 24 TCU. That'll begin underway at about 8 o'clock. And at about 9:30, highly doubt we'll get a score in on that one, but you never know. Oregon State will take on Houston at 9:30 this evening. So some action from yesterday in the world of college football, just one game. We're early enough in the season where we don't have a ton of Thursday night games and Friday night games and just midweek games as a whole. Did have East Carolina get the win over Army yesterday, 28-6. Some football going on tomorrow in the world of college football. Number 23, Illinois, taking on number 21, USC, 11 o'clock. Illinois coming off of that disaster against Indiana. Fingers crossed they can figure something out. We shall see. Indiana, speaking of them, they take on Iowa just off down the road here a little bit. over across the river. As we're here in Biggsville, Illinois this evening for high school football. We got some more games on TSSR. We'll cover some of those scores as well. I believe Bushnell-Prairie City is in, where are they at here this evening? They're in Peoria Heights, I believe. We'll take a look here. Let me see. Pull up the live tab here, and yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't say. We don't have the stream up yet, so. I believe there's some football going on tonight in Peoria Heights. I saw our friend Chris is set up there. Yep, Bushnell-Prairie City taking on Peoria Heights. I don't know why that wasn't showing up. But that'll be getting underway tonight at about 7 o'clock. And there should be one more game. Maybe not. Are these the only 2 games we've got on TSSR here tonight? It looks like it. Bushnell-Prairie City also hosting their homecoming, so they'll have their homecoming festivities if that is something you want to take a look at. Plenty of festivities going on here as folks are still filing in here at West Central High School. Happy to bring this one to you here on TSSR as West Central again coming in 3-1 on the season. Now, they are going to be without their star, one of their star running backs, that is, Aiden Garner. Got the news from Coach earlier in the ball game that Aiden Garner is actually out for tonight's game. He injured himself in the, I'd say it was late first half in the game last week against Ridgewood, and he's still banged up. So he will miss tonight's game, and so it's going to be names like Cam Robinson coming in, and also you've got other guys, the star of the second half that really kind of took over the ball game. That is number 8, Graham Kelly. So those are going to be the players to watch on the West Central side of things here this evening. West Prairie, they did not have a roster sheet up at the ticket booth when I came in, even up until almost game time they didn't have. You want to go see if we got a...
I was going to go see, but I didn't want to interrupt your talk.
No, you're good. Go for it. Go for it. Interrupt me anytime, honey. All the great work that she does. That was my camera girl, Alyssa. She's like, well, I didn't want to interrupt your talking. I talk for 3 hours a day. Well, 3 hours for football, and we talk multiple hours a day on the radio for my 9-to-5 job, so don't worry about that. Feel free to get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for, reaction to the game, scores from other games, whatever the case may be. Looks like we're getting ready for the coin toss here as the team captains lining up on the sidelines on our screen. And we'll have that for you here on camera, something we don't get to do all that often. Let's read a couple more reads for you guys here as we're waiting for that start. And making sure they weren't doing any kind of something that I needed important. By the way, our first downs are brought to you by Sports Corner. So shout out to Sports Corner at 124. This game also brought to you by MTC Communications. Having slow, unreliable internet just doesn't cut it in 2025. MTC Communications offers lightning-fast, reliable fiber internet, video, and phone services, as well as camera systems to McDonough, Henderson, and Hancock County areas. Visit mtc.crowdfiber.com to check your availability, that is. Some folks filing into the comments. We got Daydream cheering on the Heat. Brian in as well, cheering on the Heat. So a lot of Heat fans. I feel like there's going to be a lot of Heat fans here in the chat. So if you're a West Prairie fan, you got to let your voice be heard here this evening. A lot of West Central folks maybe not able to be here tonight because they are checking out the middle schoolers in state in baseball. And they were ahead at last check 5-3. So if we get another score update, we will bring that to you, as it might be a fun night here in West Central. I don't know if that's if that's the state championship game. That's pretty special. Do you have them both for both teams?
I have West Central because the other team didn't bring rosters.
Oh, they didn't bring rosters. Well, that's a bummer. Well, I already have West Central from last week, so. I think West Central is good, though, because I think they put it on Max Preps. Coach McCormick looks like he runs a well-oiled machine there at West Prairie Southeastern. So, nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll manage with what we've got. Happy to bring this one to you here. As hey, if I get a name or a number wrong, somebody in the comments can correct me. So again, Coach McCormick brings his Cyclones in. They're looking for their first win of the season. Again, they've had a couple of tough games against Ridgewood and West Carroll. I mean, those are two really good football teams. Don't let the 2-2 record of Ridgewood fool you. We got to see that team in person last week. They were kind of dealing with the injury bug as well. But I don't think that's going to bother Ridgewood. I think Ridgewood is going to be a very, very good team come playoff time. I think especially if they were able to get healthy. I did not see the coin toss, so see if I can get the replay of it. Actually watching the replay of it right now. Looks like West Prairie won the toss. And West Prairie will receive the ball. West Prairie Southeastern will get the ball, so the Cyclones will get to see their offense first on homecoming night here in Biggsville. Good to have you with us here on TSSR Game Time Live. This game brought to you by some other great sponsors. This game brought to you by Mudd Insurance Group. Thanks for tuning into TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. This coverage of Southeastern Sun Sports is brought to you by Mudd Insurance Group and Grinnell Mutual. Contact Mudd Insurance today for all your home, auto, farm, commercial, life, health, and Medicare insurance needs. And live life knowing you're covered. So we're going to get as many reads as we can in here in the pregame. But anyway, it's good to have everybody with us here tonight as things about to kick off. Sun setting here at Biggsville. It is going to be a little cooler here tonight, especially now that sun is down. Whew. Definitely a night I'm wishing maybe should have brought an extra layer. So if you're still making your way to the game here this evening, maybe somebody in your passenger seat's got us pulled up. Hopefully you grabbed one of those jackets. I have talked to both coaches, so after the ball game, be sure to stick around for the post game. Talk to Coach Kirby and also talk to Coach McCormick. Hopefully we get to hear from both of them here in the post game. Certainly would understand if one or the other doesn't show up. They're very busy. I think Coach Kirby really was adamant about being here, so I think he'll be here. Coach McCormick, it's kind of a wait and see. So we'll hopefully talk to both of the coaches here, get their reaction to this ball game. So stay tuned for the post game after the ball game. Again, if you're just joining us, West Prairie did win the toss, so they will will receive, I should say. I don't know if they actually won the toss or they're just going to get the ball. But that being said, we will have the opening possession here in just a few moments. Somehow Florida State did not score. They must have went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. And now Virginia is going down and trying to score. What happened in this game? Was it a turnover on downs? I got to look now. No, an interception in the red zone for Florida State. So 7-0, Virginia leads number 8, Florida State, as we speak. We'll be keeping an eye on that one as the night rolls on. And also going to be keeping our eye on our other game on TSSR. That would be our friends over in Peoria Heights, as Peoria Heights taking on Bushnell-Prairie City. That's actually in Bushnell, I should say. My apologies. It's homecoming in Bushnell. Homecoming here in West Central. If you're just joining us, we did have the pregame festivities here on TSSR. So if you want to go back and watch the parade of the homecoming court, they did not announce the win. I don't know if I've ever been to a homecoming football game where they didn't announce the king and queen at the game. They said they'll do the coronation and everything at the dance. So if you want to know who wins, I guess you got to come to the dance tomorrow. Or you just got to hear it from your kids. We're about ready to get ready. It looks like we're getting ready for the national anthem here this evening. Both teams are lined up, one on the sideline, one on the end zone. So we might have that going on here in just a few moments, which we'll step aside for. And then we should be about ready for some football here. We're about 3 minutes away, 3.5 minutes away on our clock. Beautiful, beautiful night here in Biggsville, Illinois, as the West Central Heat taking on the Cyclones of West Prairie Southeastern. My name's Wyatt Reed. I'll be taking you along here tonight. Again, apologies if it seems like I'm just a little lost here. Kind of am. Never had to do that this long of a pregame show. Happy to do it, though. And we'll make our way through it. We'll stumble, we'll bumble our way through it. We'll have some more football here. Like I said, updates on our other games on TSSR and our games going on throughout the world of college football, and just all sorts of updates for you guys here tonight. We're about ready to get this one underway here. 2.5 minutes. Looks like they're going to the national anthem. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff as West Central on homecoming night taking on the Cyclones of West Prairie Southeastern. And we'll have it for you here next on TSSR Game Time Live. It is presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we're about to get this thing underway as the West Central Heat taking on the West Prairie Cyclones here this evening in what promises to be a good matchup here tonight on homecoming night for the Heat. Again, we had the festivities just a moment ago, so if you want to go back and check that out, you're more than welcome to do so, and then just click the live button and you'll be synced back up to where we are in the broadcast. That happened about 20, 25 minutes ago. So there she is. I was starting to wonder if our camera girl had left us.
Yeah, I did.
I was getting a little worried there. A little panic attack as we get ready for the West Central Heat to come out of their tunnel. That's kind of cool. They got that tunnel there. They bring out all the stops here at West Central High School. We appreciate them letting us broadcast here this evening. Always great facilities here, either indoors or out. Oh, they got the red and the blue smoke too.
It's time to turn up the heat.
I'll be honest, it's been a minute since I've done some West Central football, so I don't remember seeing that. West Prairie's out here on the field. They're already ready to go for the opening kickoff. West Central's just like, hey, give us some time here, folks. But we're about to get this one underway, and again, appreciate you guys joining us on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We're about to get some football underway here. Again, West Prairie coming into this one. West Prairie Southeastern looking for their first win of the season. Well, West Central looks to go to 4-1, looking to rattle off 4 wins in a row. And they will do it with their, if they're going to do it this evening, they're going to do it with their strong running attack. But they are missing Aiden Garner here this evening. Again, if you just joined us, Aiden Garner out tonight. He's dealing with some injuries suffered in the last ball game. So it's going to be Cam Robinson. It's going to be Graham Kelly. Kind of going to be those 2 guys for sure, and maybe a little bit of Cooper Gibb. You imagine maybe getting some snaps. Whoever the case may be, Cooper Gibb about ready to come out and kick this one off. Back to receive the opening kickoff. I believe that's Bryson Tanner back there, number 23 for West Prairie. As that's a good kick right there. Tanner is going to pick it up off the hop, and he is going to be spun down. That is an excellent tackle on the opening kickoff. I believe that's number 81 getting down there. That is Cody Wade. So Wade able to get down there, make the stop at the 20-yard line, and that is where West Prairie Southeastern will start this ball game. As we've got football for you here this evening. Again, appreciate you joining us on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll see how West Prairie Southeastern comes in here this evening. Their starting quarterback, I believe, is that number 11? No, that's number 16, I believe, and that is Tristan Hester. Hester turns around, hands it off, going left side. That is number 34, Austin Nelson, with the carry. Starting the ball game here with a 2, maybe a 3-yard carry for West Prairie. We'll give him 3, 2nd down and 7. As we are underway here at in Biggsville. Some of the smoke still burning off from that pregame festivities, as you see there in the end zone. Ready to go here, Tristan Hester again. Hester steps back. The lefty throws that left side as he's got his man. He's near the sticks. That's going to be a first down. Bryson Tanner on the reception. And that is going to be close to the line. We'll see where they marked him out. They marked him out about a half a yard shy, so that is a 6-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1. 11 minutes to go here, just underway. Again, feel free to get into the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for here tonight. This is going to be a good contest here as Hester takes the snap, hands it off. He tries to get past the line to gain. I think he's going to get there. That's Austin Nelson, and he's going to have himself a first down. They'll mark him down at about the 21-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 for West Prairie. West Prairie Southeastern, a 2-yard gain on 3rd and 1. And we saw it with West Central last week. You know, it wasn't necessarily the prettiest of games, especially when they were down 20-0, but they didn't panic. Able to get the yardage they needed. And I think that's got to be kind of a West Prairie approach here tonight as they look for their first win of the season. Hester takes the snap. He's going to take it himself. He's going to roll outside. He's got some room past the 35-yard line. He's taken down. That's going to be a good gain for the quarterback. Tristan Hester taking it right side, and they're going to give him about 7 yards. Not a bad option there on the keeper. 9:51 to go here in the opening quarter. They maybe they marked him back a yard, so they gave him 6. So it'll be 2nd down and 4. Need to get to the 41-yard line. West Prairie looking to keep that ball out of the hands of what could be a high-powered offense for West Central if their running game is working. There's a nice run past the line to gain past the 45-yard line. And that's going to be another first down. That's Keith Zabo, junior running back. So West Prairie kind of throwing everything at him. Nice carry right there. That was 37. They go to the 46. That's a 9-yard gain. Got to do my math here this evening. ready to go. Two backs in the backfield for Hester. Here's the snap. He's going to take it again. He's going to try to bump his way outside, cut back left side, and met in the backfield. A number of players take him down. A penalty flag comes in with 8:46 to go here in the opening quarter. And we'll see what that penalty flag is. I don't know, it might be on West. It looks like it's going to be on West Central. Face mask penalty is the call. And so that is going to be, we'll see how many yards they're going to give him. They got to move West Central out of the way. That's a 5-yard face mask. West Central, their first penalty. Penalties were an issue for West Central in that ball game last week against Ridgewood when the game was early on, where we were seeing that 20-0 lead, but eventually they cleaned it up. Got the job done in the end. And West Central comes in winners of 3 in a row. One wide receiver on each side. Hester awaits the snap, takes it. He's going to pitch it right side. He's going to run his way up towards the 45-yard line. He's going to be about a yard shy, so give him a yard, maybe a yard and a half.
West Central stop at the 46-yard line.
That's about a 2-yard gain maybe on that one for number 34 for West Prairie. That is West Prairie Southeastern. That's Austin Nelson. Nelson's third carry of the ball game here as we approach 8 minutes to go. This is a good long drive here so far for West Prairie, keeping the ball out of the hands of West Central. As you see the haze from the pregame festivities still over the field here tonight. It's going to be a while before that burns off. Hester takes the snap from the shotgun. The lefty going to throw it left side. He's got his man. He's near the sticks, and they're going to give him forward progress as that's Bryson Tanner. Give him 4. He needed 3. Bryson Tanner, his second catch of the ball game, and it's a first down and 10 for the Cyclones. They're going to be marked at about the 43-yard line. 7.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Beautiful night here in Biggsville. Good to have you with us as West Prairie looking for that first win of the season. One wide receiver now on each side as Hester awaits the snap. Takes the snap. He's going to pitch it left side, gets it to his man, cuts back right side. Oh, that's a beautiful run right there. That's Austin Nelson. Boy, they're getting gash plays. Austin Nelson, number 34, that is a gain of about 6 on the play. His biggest run of the ball game. So it'll be second down as the ball is right at about the 35-yard line. One of the longest opening possessions I've seen this season in the amount of football that I've called. 6:37 to go. Quarterback Tristan Hester takes the snap, going to turn, hand it off, gets it to Nelson again. He's going to cut back, breaking through tackles, still on his feet past the 30-yard line. What a run there by Austin Nelson. He's going to have enough for a first down. Where did they mark him? They marked him at the 26-yard line, a 9-yard gain. Austin Nelson, have yourself a day here. That was already his 5th carry. And they're going to mark him at the 26. 6:05 to go here in the first. Good crowd on hand. For homecoming, I wouldn't expect anything less. Tristan Hester in the shotgun, pistol formation. He hands it off to his back to the right. That's number 30, Keith Zabo. Zabo takes it up the middle. He's going to be past the 25-yard line to about the 23, a 3-yard gain. And this drive is just eating up time here. This is the opening drive of the ball game. 5.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. West Prairie still has the ball. West Central, you got to wonder, are they going to get a little antsy? That's a 3-yard gain for Zabo. He's off to his right. Hester in the pistol. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to run his way left side looking for the edge, and he's going to be met in the backfield. A number of Heat players get back there at about the 25-yard line. They'll be back to about the original line of scrimmage. As that was number 16, Tristan Hester on the carry. So a 3-yard loss. Make it third down as it looks like Hester's helmet came off. College, you'd have to come off the field for a play. Thankfully, they don't make that rule in the high school realm. 4:40 to go. 3rd down and 6. This is a big 3rd down here for West Prairie. You kind of feel like it is 2-down territory, though. Ball is set at the 24-yard line. Hester, he's got Zabo and Nelson in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, looks to throw, throwing his way right side. That one nearly picked off by Graham Kelly. Kelly would have had a pick 6 if he was able to corral it, but Kelly unable to do so. Graham Kelly going to be kicking himself after that one. That stops the clock with 4:15 to go. Looking for that out route, Tristan Hester. And now 4th down and 6. Ball is going to be set at the 24-yard line. So need to get to about the 18-yard line. We got a whistle. We got a timeout. I believe West Prairie called that timeout, so
Timeout, West Prairie.
West Prairie Southeastern calling a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. This game brought to you by McDonough District Hospital, their athletic trainers, and the MDH Rehabilitation Center. Locations in Bushnell and Macomb, providing expert help for Cyclone student athletes and prevention, care, and rehabilitation of athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than a hospital care, a hospital caring. 4th down and 6, timeout for West Prairie. This is the 13th play of the drive to start things off, as Hester going to throw this one, and he is met in the backfield, and he is taken down. A number of Heat players there to greet him. Penalty flags come in. We'll see where the flag is. This one likely in the way of holding. It is a hold, and it's going to be a turnover on down. So a 13-play drive, taking the ball from the 20-yard line all the way to the plus 28, goes unrewarded for West Prairie Southeastern. And West Central will get their first crack at it, as again, one of their star running backs, Aiden Garner, who was putting on a show against Ridgewood last week, he's out of this ball game. So Cooper Gibb in the backfield, and it looks like Graham Kelly, the up back. As we get ready to go here, the first play of the game, as they hand it off to Graham Kelly, and that's kind of what he did last week. Falling forward, Kelly going to gain himself about 2 yards on that play. Graham Kelly with that carry. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. As the West Central Heat, led by Colton Spence, number 9. Again, he kept his guys real calm, cool, and collected in that 20-0 deficit, and they came back with 36 unanswered points last week. Pitches that one, a better pitch this time. There's Gibb, gets his way to the outside, and he's still on his feet past the 35-yard line. That's going to be a good run. They're going to say he's right at the 35-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain for Cooper Gibb, and it'll be 1st down and 10, West Central. So West Central now at the 35-yard line. 3:32 to go here in the opening quarter. If you're just joining us, West Prairie Southeastern running a 13-play offensive drive, turning it over on downs at the 28-yard line. First crack at the offense for Colton Spence and crew. Here's the snap. Spence gives it to the up back. Here's Kelly. Kelly runs his way left side. He's past the 40-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 41, a 6-yard gain for Graham Kelly. Now, Graham Kelly in the second half didn't have a ton of yards. I think he finished the game with about 74 yards on the day on 20-some carries. But the yards that he got, they were so important. 3 yards when you need 2nd and 2 or 3rd and 2. 4th and 1, he gets 2. He just knows where the sticks are at. A 6-yard gain for Kelly on 1st and 10. That's a good start. Here's the snap. They hand it off. Here goes Cooper Gibb on his way to the outside. Gibb towards the sideline, past midfield, past the 40. Cooper Gibb, a huge run. 23 yards for Cooper Gibb. In for Aiden Garner in the backfield. And that is a huge first down for West Central. They'll set up at the 38-yard line. 2:45 to go here in the first. Moving quickly is West Central. Got the I formation behind him again. Colton Spence awaiting the snap. Takes it. Going to give it to Graham Kelly again. He runs his way left side. Kelly carrying defenders past the 35-yard line. He'll get to about the 33. That's a 5-yard gain. So that was a 23-yard gain for Cooper Gibb. Number 2, the running back and defensive back for the West Central Heat. Huge crowd on hand. Wow. Good to have these folks in attendance here homecoming night. You expect nothing less here at Biggsville. 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. I formation, hands it off. Kelly runs his way left side. He's stopped in the backfield, maybe a 1-yard gain. We'll see if they give him a yard. They do give him about a half a yard, so I'll give him a full yard. It'll set up 3rd down and about 5. West Central set up with their first 3rd down of the ball game. Colton Spence getting the call from head coach Jason Kirby. Kirby, great coach for West Central. Really good dude. Good guy to talk to. We'll talk to him in the postgame show. Handing it off, running his way left side. Gibb cuts his way back, still on his feet past the 25-yard line. Cooper Gibb, what a run to the 24. It's a 7-yard gain. Cooper Gibb having himself an opening drive. Clock ticks under 1:10 to go. Ball will be marked at the 24-yard line. West Central will have it again. Marching towards the red zone here tonight. Colton Spence, I formation. He's got Kelly and Gibb in the backfield. Takes the snap. They hand it off to Kelly, who runs his way left side. Kelly shakes the tackle. He's past the 20. He's near the 15-yard line. They're going to mark him down at about the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. A 7-yard gain. 7-yard gain for Kelly. And it'll be 2nd down and about 2. Let's give him 8. As the clock ticks under 30 seconds, 25 seconds to go now here in the opening quarter. Spence breaks the huddle. We'll see if they actually run a play here before it's all said and done. 2nd down and 2. Here's the snap. They give the handoff to Cooper Gibb. He runs his way left side, trying to break through tackles. He's still on his feet at the 10-yard line. He's going to be taken down at about the 9. Gain of 6 on the play. Once they move the sticks, that'll be the end of the first quarter. Both teams running long drives. West Central on their first drive of the ball game. No score as we go to the second. We're back after this on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their health care.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wide read on the call here as West Prairie Southeastern Sports on TSSR, brought to you by Adams Experts. Looking for top-notch local computer sales and repair services? Call Adams Experts in Quincy, 217-214-3423 for fast and friendly, affordable assistance. We make technology work. That's Adams Experts, your go-to when the computer goes down. Never fun when the computer goes down. I speak from experience. End of the first quarter as we go to the second. No score. Definitely did not have that on my bingo card here today. I thought we were going to see some offensive firepower here, but so far it has been a low-scoring affair. West Prairie running a 13-play drive. 8 up well over half of the quarter, and now West Central on their opening drive, taking it back the other way. Here's the snap. As that one pitched right side, Cooper Gibb trying to get to the outside on 1st and goal at the 10. He's still on his feet near the line somehow. Cooper Gibb falls his way into the end zone. It is a touchdown for West Central. Touchdown Heat. First play of the second quarter. West Central works their way into the end zone. What a play by Cooper Gibb. My goodness gracious, the effort to try to get in from 10 yards out. An opening drive touchdown for West Central after West Prairie's opening drive went for naught. I formation here as Colton Spence takes it, pitches it left side, and Gibb going to try to get to the outside, trying to get to the corner. He's going to make his way in for the 2-point try. It is successful for West Central. And they're not falling down by 20 in this one. After the comeback effort last week, they take first charge here in this one. 8-0 the lead for West Central. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wide read on the call as we are in the second quarter. West Central taking a 10-play opening drive down for a touchdown. 10 plays, 72 yards after West Prairie ate up a lot of time in that opening drive. Moved their offense from the 20-yard line all the way down to the 28 on the plus side of the field, but were unable to get in. West Central made them pay. So now West Prairie, Southeastern going to be looking for a response. As this game brought to you by some of our great sponsors. This West Prairie game stream made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. Buffering means suffering. So kick slow Wi-Fi to the curb. Connect your home to MTC's fiber internet to get blazing fast Wi-Fi. Speeds up to 1 gig. Here's the return by West Prairie as he's near midfield. As the return man, that is Bryson Tanner, number 23. And good starting field position here after the tough opening kickoff for West Prairie. That's why they had to go so far on that opening drive. Eventually stalled out. Now they're going to be starting right at midfield. How about that return for Bryson Tanner? Getting some play in the special teams. It's what you're going to need if you're West Prairie trying to get that first win of the season against a very, very high-powered West Central team. This team can put up a lot of points in a hurry. Just ask Ridgewood last week. Down 20-0 at one point. Next thing you knew, in the second half, they tied the game up. We got a little stall here. I think we're going to have a substitution. Either way, here we go. As Tristan Hester in the backfield, he's going to take the draw himself, running it past midfield. That's going to be a good gain of about 4 for Hester, the starting quarterback. His third carry, I should say, as that'll take him to about the 46-yard line. 11.5 to go here in the second. 6-0 our score. I was talking with Coach Kirby before the game. He looked at West Prairie as they came out to the field. He said, man, they are big. They are big. They're going to wear you down. West Central, they're a big team too, though, so going to be a good battle in the trenches all night long. Hester hands it off, running his way left side, cuts his way back past the 40-yard line, still on his feet, as that is going to be a good carry by Austin Nelson. Nelson going to be taken down from the 46-yard line. They'll mark him down at about the 36, so a 10-yard gain for Nelson on his third carry. He's up close to 30 yards here in this ball game. 10:45 to go. as the ball's marked at the 36-yard line. Good 10-yard carry there for Nelson. Coming in, Hester's got the call from Coach McCormick and crew. They break the huddle. One wide receiver on each side. Hester in the shotgun, 2 backs, 1 on each side of him there. Hester takes the snap. He's going to run it right up the middle. Going to take that draw. He's going to gain about 3 or 4. Not bad on the first play here for West Prairie, and I think that's so important. I say it all the time in my broadcasts. Just that first play on first down. Just get positive yards in some way, shape, or form. 3 or 4 yards. While it doesn't look great on the stat sheet, it gets you ahead of the sticks. It's so important. A 4-yard gain on first down. Now you got the whole playbook opened up to try to get this first down. You don't need to get the 70-yard bomb plays. I know those are the ones that make the highlights. Don't get me wrong. I love a highlight play. But those 3-4-yard runs on first down are so important. Hester in the shotgun takes it. He's going to run his way. That's actually the running back, Nelson. He's going to cut his way back. He's going to have himself a first down. That's a gain of 7 for Austin Nelson. Number 34 for West Prairie. Austin Nelson, a first down, a gain of 7 on 2nd and 6. And West Prairie has not had a ton of trouble moving the ball so far here in this ball game. 9:10 to go here in the first half. 8-0 our score. West Prairie Southeastern knocking on the red zone. Ball at the 24-yard line. Hester takes this. Actually, it's Nelson again. He's going to try running the right side. That play went nowhere. Finally, a negative play for West Central. That's a 3-yard loss for Nelson, who is taking snaps at the quarterback position, or they're just running. That's how they're running their offense. I don't see. Oh, there's Tristan Hester. Makes his way back out onto the field. 8.5 minutes to go here in the first half. West Prairie, I've been very impressed with their offense, though, here. 2nd down and 13, although that 3-yard loss not going to help my case. Hester awaits the snap, takes the snap, looking to throw. The lefty going to throw that one over the middle of the field. That one is nearly picked as that one's tipped away. There were 3 defenders in the vicinity of that one, and West Prairie does dodge a bullet there. That'll be 3rd down and long. Clock stops with 8:09 to go here. 3rd down and 13. Ball at the 26-yard line, maybe the 26.5. We are moving right through this first quarter. My goodness. A night and day difference from last week's game that we did here on TSSR for West Central. 1 on each side. Hester on 3rd down and 13. Hester going to pitch this one left side to Nelson. He's got a big hole. He's past the 20-yard line. He's going to be run down near the 15-yard line, and that's going to make 4th down a heck of a lot easier. That is a gain of almost 10. Gain of 9 for sure. Nelson on the carry. 7:50 to go. It'll be 4th down and about 4. That was a good run right there. Ball at the 27-yard line. They need to get to the 20. They need to get, that ball is actually at the 17-yard line. They need to get to the 14-yard line. So 4th down and 3 for West Prairie. Get my numbers right here. West Prairie Southeastern, the Cyclones, with under 7.5 to go. This could be a big turning point here in this ball game, you feel like, just with the limited amount of offensive possessions. This might be a timeout for Coach McCormick and crew, as they're still in the huddle. I think we're going to have ourselves another timeout. We sure are. A timeout is going to be called. West Prairie will call that one. We will take a break. 4th down and 3 upcoming. Got us a ball game here early on. Back after this, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. 4th down and 3 upcoming. This game brought to you by some of our great sponsors. Brought to you by Country Financial agent Brett Powell. Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local Country rep, 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. 4th and 3, West Prairie with it. Oh, he loses the handle. Tristan Hester, he's going to be short either way. And on 4th and 3, West Central holds strong. A fumble recovery by the Heat. Stops the long drive. West Prairie 2 times. That's the first time we've seen him in the red zone here for the Cyclones. But man, oh man, a turnover on that one. Would have been a turnover on downs either way. Ball is now going to be set up at the 22-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go. 8-0 West Central with the lead. West Prairie's got their offense. They're moving. They just have stalled out in both of their possessions. Here's the snap. They hand it off. That is Cameron Robinson. He's got a big hole. One man to beat. Robinson shakes him. He's going to try to win a foot race. And there goes Robinson. Cameron Robinson. Touchdown. 77 yards for West Central. First run of the ball game for Cameron Robinson. And it's a big one. Touchdown Heat. Wow, what a run. Cameron Robinson just turned on the jets and outran everybody. Number 16, that's Tristan Hester, was trying to catch him for West Prairie. 6:46 to go, as that's what West Central has been looking for really in the last 2 weeks. They really haven't had those big plays. They got a big play there. 77 yards for Cameron Robinson. Cooper Gibb was the back in the first drive. He got a touchdown.
Timeout, West Central.
West Central going to call themselves a timeout. We'll keep it here because we'll come back with a timeout after the 2-point try. That gives us a chance, though, to give us another sponsor read. Why not? This game brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there's limitless potential. Campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential and become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. This game also brought to you by, let's get this in here, Ryden Farm Supplies, located at the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ryden Farm Supplies can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area, and as a customer, they will take care of you. Give them a call, 309-772-3121. So after the touchdown, the 2-point try here for West Central. After that timeout, hands it off to Robinson, runs his way right side. Hester is there, though, this time, and he is stopped short of the line to gain for the 2-point try. But 6:46 to go. West Central strikes again. A 77-yard touchdown run for Cameron Robinson. Heat lead this one 14-0. West Prairie needs to respond. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. Second quarter of action. 6:46 to go here in the opening half, as this game has been wild. West Prairie Southeastern's ran some good offensive plays. They have a ton of offensive plays, as a matter of fact. Let me look at their sheet here. Got a ton of offensive plays. 13, 15, 17, 19 plays on offense compared to West Central's 11. But 2 drives have stalled out for the Cyclones, as that one going to be taken and falling right down at the 45-yard line. West Prairie, Southeastern going to have themselves another good field position, but the last drive they had some good field position as well, and that one kind of stalled out for them. So we'll see what the Cyclones can do here as their offense has been chugging up and down the field on those 19 plays. Actually, it's 20 plays now that I think about it. The fumble. Got the fumble on the 4th down play as well. So 6:46 to go. Ball at the 45-yard line. As Hester awaiting the snap. He's got his 2 backs there with him. Here's the snap. They hand it off and met in the backfield. Whew! Back there quickly.
For a 2-yard loss.
That's a 2-yard loss there. 58. Trying to get the other number on that. Is that 48? 58 and 48. 58 would be Noah Johnson. 48 is Davian Price for West Central, excuse me. 2-yard loss. I believe that was number 30 on that play, which that is Keith Zabo. 2-yard loss for him. 6:10 to go. As Hester back to the line here. Coming up on 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Nelson off to the left of Hester. Zabo in the backfield on the right. Here's the snap. Going to take it himself is Hester, and he is met again. That's number 58 once again. What a couple of plays. Noah Johnson on the play. That's another 2-yard loss. Hester tried to sneak through a hole, and back-to-back negative plays here for West Prairie Southeastern. The Cyclones having a tough time moving it now. The West Central defense really playing well now after that 77-yard touchdown run we had just a few minutes ago. Cameron Robinson running it in from 77 yards, if you're just joining us. Great play there. 5:15 to go. 3rd down, about 13 now. They only gave him a 1-yard loss on that one. 1 wide receiver on each side. Hester going to move Nelson to the backfield. Behind him in the pistol, Hester looking to throw. Going to launch this one over the middle of the field, and that one in and out of the hands of the intended target, and it was nearly picked off by Graham Kelly. 2nd time he's had a chance at an interception. This seems like Kelly on the defensive side always right around the ball, or he at least knows where the ball is going to go. Made a big play on 4th down to pretty much cement the game last week in Cambridge. One of the biggest plays in that ball game as the punting situation. Nelson going to punt that one, and this one going to go out about the 40-yard line right at head coach Kirby. They're going to say right at the 40-yard line, so that's where West Central will take over here with 4:51 to go here in the first half. Good to have everybody with us here tonight. Again, feel free to get into the comments. Tristan cheering on the Cyclones of West Prairie Southeastern. West Central, I was going to do a live read, but don't have time. West Central's already out there and ready to go. So we'll try it again when we get another chance. West Central, though, with the ball, I formation. Nelson, that is not Nelson. That is Colton Spence. Hands it off. Graham Kelly runs his way up the middle. He's going to get about 4. West Central, that's the 6th carry of the ball game for Graham Nelson. Not Nelson. What am I thinking? Graham Kelly. Goodness gracious. I was so focused on West Prairie because I've called a majority of West Prairie offensive plays that I got the names mixed up here. 4:23 to go here in the first half. I formation. Kelly back there. He's going to get the handoff again. He's going to meet the defense there. A number of Cyclones there to meet him. It's going to be maybe a gain of 1 on the play. It's a generous 1 yard. I will give him that. It'll be 3rd down and about 6. As the clock ticks under 4 minutes to go here in the opening half. 14-0. West Central with the lead. And the Heat looking to add on. They get the ball at the half, by the way, so they could go 2 for 1 if they really wanted to. Cameron Robinson in the backfield. Got a whistle, and we got another timeout. Both teams have used 2 timeouts. West Central will call that one. That gives me time to do another read. This one brought to you by the good folks at Community News Brief. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition. Mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can receive a Monday and Wednesday edition by email. All this for only $42 a year or $38 a year if you're 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and in Blandonsville. This game also brought to you by the good folks at Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar. The Sports Corner at 124. Focus on local sports. Catch WIU games with all area TSSR Game Time live broadcasts. Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying a cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop by, say hi. 124 North Randolph in Macomb. After the timeout, they give it to Robinson. Tries to shake a tackle. Still on his feet. There goes Cameron Robinson again past the 40-yard line. Oh, that kid has got some wicked speed for West Central. Cameron Robinson, the junior. See where they mark him. He was at the 44, and they mark him at the 36. Actually, they mark him at the 37, so 13 plus the 4 to get to midfield. That's a 17-yard gain for Cameron Robinson. He's got 94 yards on 2 carries. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 14-0 West Central with the lead. I formation, Cameron Robinson. Graham Kelly back there with him. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Kelly. He works his way up the middle. Oh, the ball might have came out. I think West Prairie landed on it. West Prairie's got the football. A fumble from Graham Kelly. We saw a turnover-crazy game in the last week's game at Cambridge, at least in the first half. But this one hasn't been near as turnover-happy, but a turnover there. Graham Kelly loses the fumble, and West Prairie's now got a chance to get on the board going into half. How about that? Don't see that very often from Graham Kelly. Just lost control of the football. So Hester awaiting the snap here as turns, hands it off to Nelson. He's trying to work his way outside. West Central's getting some good penetration here the last couple of drives. As that's going to be a loss once again. That's a 2-yard loss for Nelson.
Be stopped for a loss.
And after West Prairie, that's a 3-yard loss actually. So a 3-yard loss on that play makes it 2nd down and 13. But what I was going to say was until the last drive or so, West Prairie had only had 1 negative play. They've got 3 in the last 5 plays. 2nd down and 13. Under 2 minutes to go now. Hester takes the snap, pitches it to Nelson. Nelson going to cut his way back. He's got a hole. He's past the 35. He's to the 40-yard line. There goes Nelson. Past midfield. Down the sideline. There goes Nelson inside the 35 to the 25. They mark him at the 23.
Austin Nelson with the run.
What a run by Austin Nelson. 46 yards for Austin Nelson. And that puts the ball down at the, actually that's 50 yards. 50 yards for Austin Nelson. Austin Nelson, 50-yard carry, and that puts West Prairie in a chance where they could come down and cut this lead in half going into half. 1:05 to go. They got to move, though. Here's Hester. in the shotgun, takes it. He's going to take it himself, running his way up the middle near the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 21. That's a 2-yard gain for Hester. Kind of surprised to see Cyclones running the ball here with under a minute to go here in the first half. 45 seconds to go. Coach McCormick kind of taking his time here. I think he wants to make sure. Wow, they gave him 3 yards on that? I think it was more 2. Coming up on 30 seconds to go. Hester going to pitch this one. Here goes Nelson, left side, trying to get outside. He's past the 20-yard line. And they're going to call their final timeout, finally, with 24 seconds to go. I don't know about the clock management on that one. That's Nelson after the 50-yard gain. He got a 3-yard gain on that one. "24 seconds to go. As the timeout on the field, that is the last timeout for the Cyclones. So they're going to have to take a couple shots at the end zone. This game brought to you by Rosie's Pizza. Offers something special for everyone with pasta, sandwiches, and, of course, pizza. Dine in or carry out, 458 East Main Street in Bushnell. They also deliver to Good Hope, Adair, and all points in between. For delivery, call 309-772-2101. Go for some Kid Rosie's Pizza right now. I'm not going to lie. I didn't get dinner, so anytime I have to talk about food, it is something else. 3rd down and 5. 24 seconds to go here. Wonder what Coach McCormick will try to draw up here on this one. He's got a receiver out there. That's Hayden Wilcox, number 2. That's on the right side. Number 22. Or is that number 23? That's number 23. Hester going to kick it to Nelson, runs his way right side, and that is going to be stopped in the backfield. A 2-yard loss for Nelson, and they got to move quickly. This will be the last play of the half here. 10 seconds to go. Hester on 4th down, I formation. They got to run a play here. 4 seconds to go. 3 seconds. Is West Prairie going to get one off? They're not going to get the play off. And West Prairie Southeastern, for the 2nd time here tonight, gets close, actually for the 3rd time tonight. They get inside the 30-yard line, but are unable to put points on the board. West Central with a 14-0 lead as we go to halftime. Wow. Clock management on that one is definitely a question. I don't know if I'll ask Coach about that in the postgame if we do get the chance to talk to Coach McCormick, but because, you know, coaches don't like being asked about their coaching decisions. But that all being said, that's one that certainly fans and me as a broadcaster going to wonder. As we go to our halftime show, we're going to keep an eye on the homecoming festivities. I won't be able to do what I did during the broadcast, during the pregame broadcast, where I have the music up and just turn the mic on because they play music and we don't want to get demonetized. And don't want to get demonetized by AC/DC, especially here. So 14-0 is the score at the half. We'll take a look at some of the scores around the TSSR family. I think only one other game on the TSSR family tonight. Bushnell-Prairie City hosting their homecoming against a very good matchup again against Peoria Heights. And we'll take a look at that score here in just a moment. I'm going to get some stats. West Prairie's had the ball for, it feels like, a majority of this first half. West Central only had 3 possessions, and they fumbled it away on the last one. So they've really only had 2 possessions where they've held the ball for a substantial amount of time. But West Prairie Southeastern has been unable to put the ball into the end zone. I'm still kind of shocked at that last possession there by Coach McCormick and crew. But that being said, his offense has been working pretty good. 13 carries for their starting running back, Austin Nelson, for 93 yards. So have a first half, Austin Nelson. A 50-yard gain was a good chunk of that, but, I mean, without that 50-yard carry, he's still getting 40 yards in that first half. So let me take a look at some of the other numbers here. 3, 7, 11, 9, 13. 6 carries for 13 yards for Tristan Hester, the starting quarterback for West Prairie Southeastern. 10 yards on 3 carries for number 30. That is Keith Zabo. Couple of catches here in this one. Number 23, Bryson Tanner. 2 catches for 10 yards in the first half. What's that, dear?
I'll be right back. I gotta get my table.
Gotcha. Let's take a look at West Central's numbers here as we are again at the half. If you're just joining us, thought we were going to have some more festivities for halftime. I was told they were, but haven't seen them yet. So once they do take place, we did have the cheerleaders out there just a moment ago. Cooper Gibb getting the start for West Central in the backfield. And he has answered the call for Coach Kirby and crew. As he has got 5 carries for 55 yards here in the first half. Excellent first half for him. Graham Kelly did fumble it. So he has the turnover, and he's kind of doing what he did last week. 2 yards here, 5 yards here. He's been working his way throughout the first half. Nothing flashy. And did have that fumble, 7 carries for 26 yards in the first half. The big star on offense is Cameron Robinson, who's got 2 carries for 94 yards. So they're going to announce the alumni here. They're going to announce the alumni here at West Central. My internet disconnected for a moment, so I think we're back up and running now. Apologies if our internet goes down there for a second. It said I needed to do an action, and I did the action. And internet's been pretty good tonight, so thankfully that has not been a problem. Let me get the added up numbers here. 175 yards rushing for West Central in the first half. Again, 77 of those were on 1 carry by Cameron Robinson. Let me take a look at the West Prairie Southeastern side. Their numbers look like this. So we've got 93 yards for Austin Nelson, then 13 plus 10. 116 yards of rushing for West Prairie, and add 10 yards through the air for West Prairie, so 126 yards of offense total. So, again, West Prairie's offense has just, it's kind of impressed me how they were been able to move down the field.
Next up, I have the class of 1990.
As they've got some West Central alumni here on, I just wanted to make sure my camera girl stepped away for just a moment. So, of course, she steps away and they do the festivities here. So I might actually run down there at the camera and turn my mic up and then just let you guys hear.
Class of 2000. Maybe not. Class of 2005. We have several Brendan Freeman.
All right, so that ought to do that shot right there. So we'll let it go for now. Let me take a look at our TSSR family of networks and see what is going on tonight. I can't seem to pull up the Bushnell-Prairie City game on this computer, so I'm going to have to pull it up on my phone here real quick. I thought, just pull it up on the it shouldn't be a problem pulling it up on the phone or on the laptop, but it ain't working on the laptop tonight. Look at all these alumni that are in attendance here tonight for West Central. We're going to leave it on the wide shot right there. And let's take a look at the Bushnell-Prairie City score. They don't have a scoreboard up there on their broadcast. See if I can get that score up and going for you guys here on TSSR. They don't seem to have a score running here on the Bushnell-Prairie City game, so unless you're listening to the game, I can't see the score. So, there we go. More alumni here from West Central coming out onto the field.
But I also want to announce the furthest traveled was Becky Ray, and I had a blanket for her. And the most school spirit from the alumni is Ariel Dillard.
As they give away prizes here for some of the alumni who made the trip here to Biggsville.
From the 1958 class of Gladstone Oquaka. I hope I got that right.
You did.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sutton. And we have a tie for the biggest class in attendance, both from Union, the class of 1985 and 2005 with 9 in attendance. Okay, hold tight, I'm gonna get pictures. Thanks, guys.
All right, so there is the halftime festivities there, the alumni being announced as they are taking a look. They're doing the announcements there, so gives me some time to do another live read. We want to say thank you to our sponsors, M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles for everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one. Stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mnbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call them 309-772-2111. This game also, M&B Furniture's on both of the sheets there, so I don't have to say them again. But we do want to say a shout out to our title sponsors here for West Prairie Sports. Our West Prairie Sports brought to you by McDonough Telephone Cooperative. And also this game on the Southeastern side, Southeastern Sports brought to you by Adams Fiber. So we got a bunch of sponsors on board here tonight. And they are running the coverage here for our TSSR Game Time Live, brought to you by MDH. Big shout out to MDH as well, our title sponsor as a whole here at TSSR. So let me update you on the college football game that's going on right now. We got a tie ball game in Virginia, as Virginia and number 8 Florida State locked in a 21-21 tie. So that has turned into a fun ball game there in Virginia. So 21-21 the score in the only college football game of the night. One game about ready to kick off. Number 24 TCU on the road. They'll take on Arizona State. That is not an easy game there for TCU. Arizona State's actually a betting favorite in that ball game. Houston will take on Oregon State later on tonight in Oregon State. That'll be a 9:30 kickoff later Friday night game here tonight. 14-0 is our score. The scoring breakdown here, a 77-yard touchdown run by Cameron Robinson for West Central, and also a 10-yard touchdown run by Cooper Gibb for West Central. Do we finally have a stat sheet?
Yeah.
I already got it. So
You know what?
theirs is the same.
Like a little bit of appreciation.
I do appreciate you. I can actually confirm whether or not the Max Preps site is correct or not. Sometimes they get them right on Max Preps, sometimes they don't. But shout out to our camera girl, Alyssa, for doing all that hard work going and getting those roster sheets that they did not have in the pregame show for us. So we are coming up. We're going to take a break, actually. When we come back, we'll have more of the halftime and get you ready for the second half. It's got a good one so far. West Central leading West Prairie Southeastern 14-0. We're back after this TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are at the half. West Central on homecoming night, leading 14-0 over West Prairie Southeastern. West Prairie, a lot of offense again here in the first half. 126 yards of offense. They've ran the majority of the plays here in this first half. They've ran, 19, 22, 24. They've ran about 27 plays here tonight compared to West Central and their offense. West Central's only ran 14 plays tonight. So it has been a wild discrepancy on the amount of plays here tonight by the two squads. As West Central has made their way back out onto the field here, so they'll go do their warm-ups. West Prairie Southeastern going to do their warm-ups here tonight. And we're about ready to get the second half underway. Now, West Central will get the ball back to start the second half. They've scored on 2 of their 3 possessions, where the one they did not score on was a fumble by Graham Kelly. One of the rare mistakes we've seen from him in the last 2 weeks. Kelly was the star in the second half, getting the yards that West Central needed in very crucial moments in their comeback efforts. Alyssa, could you get West Central on the camera there for me? So we have a little something to look at instead of just a blank field out there. Beautiful field, though, here at West Central. Beautiful, beautiful field. Not complaining one bit, but get some action here. Get the fellas warming up here. West Central with that 14-0 lead. West Prairie Southeastern on the left side of the field here tonight. And we got a good one here so far through 2 quarters of play. Honestly, if you take away the 77-yard touchdown run, it's been a very even contest. But big plays are a part of football. They happen. 77 yards for Cameron Robinson is the difference. I feel like it's a big, big difference here in this one. You unplugging my phone?
No, I plugged it out.
Fool. I'm going to give her a hard time. We appreciate Alyssa and all the work she does here, but fun to tease her from time to time. 21-21 again, Florida State and Virginia with the lead. I'm going to try to get that Bushnell score up again. If anybody's got the Bushnell-Prairie City, Peoria Heights game pulled up, if you got a score, leave it in the comments. I would love to know. Anyway, we're here at the half here, and again, if Cameron Robinson doesn't run one in from 77 yards, we're looking at a 7-0 ball game. And West Prairie's had 3 possessions where they've gotten inside the 30-yard line, 2 possessions where they got inside the red zone. So, I mean, this game could be a completely different ball game here, and you got to feel like, West Central kind of lucky to be up 14-0. Kind of feels like West Prairie's had a lot of control of this first half. Graham Kelly, I see him walking around on the field here during warm-ups, and he seems to be a little gimpy. He's not in the warm-up circle. He actually just walked into the screen as he is running up and down the field here, so I don't know if he's dealing with tightness or what he's up to, but West Central already down Aiden Garner. If they lose Graham Kelly as well, he's a good blocking back. He's a good running back, but he's also a good blocking back as well. So if West Central loses him, boy, we could be looking at a pretty interesting second half for the West Central Heat. Again, West Prairie Southeastern coming in looking for their first win of the season. It's been Austin Nelson. He had a big run here in the first half. Austin Nelson, number 34, with a big 50-yard run for the Cyclones in this one. As the clock is winding down here, we're about ready to get the second half underway. Again, thank you for joining us on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Yeah, they don't have a scoreboard up at Bushnell, so I don't know what's going on with that. Usually they have the scoreboard up there, but today's not one of those days. Maybe we'll get that update for you here before the night is through. We do have a good one here, though, in Biggsville. Second straight week covering West Central. This is a very good ball club. Again, 3-1. They've won 3 in a row. This is a team that's going to make some noise come playoff time. Don't know a lot of teams that want to face this big physical team, but there's some good teams out there in 8-man football. And I imagine Dwayne has got his eyes locked on covering as many of them, if not all of them, if we can, here at TSSR. At least the big ones. I know we're kind of dealing with a little shorter staff than we were last year at this time. We're trying to bring you as much sports action as we can throughout West Central Illinois, and we're happy to be here tonight in Biggsville. Got some more action coming up next week on TSSR. Volleyball. I'll be in Abingdon a couple of times next week, so looking forward to that. I'll be back here in West Central in a couple of weeks.
I'll be in Bushnell Monday and Tuesday.
You're in Bushnell Monday and Tuesday?
Volleyball.
Okay. I know I have we have Wednesday Abingdon.
Isn't Thursday Abingdon too?
I don't know.
Have you not looked
Could be. I have not looked that far ahead yet. I run my life one day at a time, but I do know we have football next week in Abingdon. That one booted away as we are underway. Oh, can't get that one returned. It's near the 15-yard line, so here comes. Oh, there's a couple flags down, blocks in the back as the return for West Central. This is going to be moot at this point. It's up to the 40-yard line, but that one is definitely coming back. Going to be a block in the back for the Heat. Not the ideal start to that first half, the second half, I should say, as they're going to be dealing with another penalty flag. So the block in the back on West Central, that's going to be a spot foul too. So West Central is going to be starting this drive at the 10-yard line. Yikes. Not the ideal starting position for the second half. Of course, this game started with West Prairie Southeastern getting the ball at the 20-yard line after a good coverage on the kickoff for West Central. And West Prairie took that opening drive of the ball game down to the 28-yard line, just were unable to get into the end zone. They've been down inside the 30 again 3 times, twice inside the red zone. Have been unable to score here. Now they need a stop as the I formation. There's the snap. They hand it off. Graham Kelly moves his way left side. He's going to get about a yard on that one, maybe 2. Tell you, the spots have been very generous here tonight for West Central. Been very generous, I think, on both sides. The officials, a 2-yard gain on that play. Second down and 8. 11.5 to go here as we're underway here, third quarter. Let me update the scoreboard here for you, as it still says second quarter. That pitch, that going out right side, that is Cameron Robinson, and he's met in the backfield. Maybe a 1-yard loss on that play. So it'll be third down and long for the Heat, and the Cyclones are going to be looking for a stop. Looking to get the ball back with some good field position here. Again, feel free to get into the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're pulling for. If you got an update on that middle school baseball state score, you West Central fans out there, let us know. By the way, is that the state championship game? I hadn't heard if that's state championship or if that's like semifinals. I formation, 3rd and 8. Here's the snap. Spence hands it off. Cameron Robinson moving his way up the middle. He's going to be stopped, and that's going to be well short of the line to gain. Good tackling on that drive. 2-yard gain for Cameron Anderson. And now it'll be 4th down at about 6. And this is a punting situation for sure for West Central. 4th down and 6, 10 to go here in the third quarter. And West Prairie, they don't have a man back deep to return it, but they've got Colton Spence back. Looks like he's going to punt this one away, but there is no man back to return. There's a good punt there by Spence. That one going to go past midfield, past the 40-yard line. What a punt by Colton Spence. As that'll be down at about the 36-yard line. So you want to talk about flipping the field on that one. What an excellent effort there. That's about a 50-yard punt. 14 to the 36, exactly a 50-yard punt. As Pat McAfee would say, that one for the brand. Well done. Watching from Buena Vista, Virginia. Junior Hires did win today, 5-3. They will play tomorrow. Is that the state championship tomorrow? I imagine so on a Saturday. Congratulations to the West Central Junior Hires there at state, as Hester takes the first snap of the second half, gets it to Nelson, cuts his way back up the middle. Nelson running his way past the 45 near the 46. I think he's going to have enough for a first down. Was that Nelson or was that number 23? Nope, that was Nelson, Austin Nelson. He's got, give him 100, excuse me, that's 102 yards. They gave him a 9-yard gain on that play. Second down and 1.
With a 9-yard run.
9-yard run on first down. Appreciate the score updates from the folks in the comments. Again, feel free to get into the comments. Let us know what you want to chat about here as we move along here in this broadcast. Coming up on 9 minutes to go. Hester on 2nd and 1. That one goes over his head. Hester has to pick it up. Still struggling to pick it up. Ball still on the ground. And West Central's going to fall on it. And the West Central Heat get a turnover. West Prairie Southeastern's first turnover of the ball game, and it could not have come at a worse time. As their offense looked to be cooking, a snap goes over the head of Tristan Hester. And West Central recovers. Actually, that's the second time we've seen a fumble here tonight. 2 fumbles by West Prairie Southeastern, so 2 turnovers. Now the I formation. Robinson hands it off, gets it to Kelly, who works his way up the middle. He's going to be on his feet near the 15-yard line. Graham Kelly with a good run of 8 yards on that play. So it's biggest run of the ball game, an 8-yard carry there. Second down and 2. 8.5 minutes to go here. I formation again. Robinson, Graham Kelly, Colton Spence, the quarterback. Under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Kelly as he works his way up the middle. That's what he did a lot of last week, falling forward, getting 3 yards when they need 2. So 11 yards on back-to-back carries. First down and 10. That's the 10th carry of the ball game for Graham Kelly. He's at 37 yards rushing here tonight. And he'll just wear you down with his big size. He's a big kid out there on the field. I believe he's 5'10", if my memory serves me right. Well, they don't have the height and weight for West Central on the sheet that I have. Handing it off to Robinson, who cuts his way up the middle. He is inside the 10. He's going to be down near the 5, actually near the 7-yard line.
Cameron Robinson, pick up a 5-yard.
Gain of about 5, Cameron Robinson, so second down. 2nd and 5 at the 10, so West Central can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Colton Spence, I formation, Robinson the deep back, Graham Kelly the up back. Spence got a whistle and a false start. That'll blow the play dead. 7:05 to go here in the third. West Central committing the false start here tonight. That is, I believe, we had the penalty on the kickoff and also the penalty there. So that is their 3rd penalty here tonight. West Prairie Southeastern, by my total, I don't think they have a penalty. If they do, I think there might have been a hold on them, but it might have been on a 4th down where it didn't matter either way. It was declined, so no accepted penalties here tonight for West Prairie Southeastern. I formation. Here's the handoff. Robinson going to cut his way outside, looking for the corner. He's going to be taken down. On 2nd down and 9, we'll see where they mark him. They're going to give him about 2 yards on that play. Cameron Robinson going to be near the 11. Be 3rd down and about 7. 6:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 14-0 our score. Good to have you with us here this evening on TSSR. I formation, Colton Spence awaits the next snap on 3rd and 7. Here's the snap. They pitch it left side. Robinson going to be looking for the corner. He's got the corner to the pylon. Cameron Robinson, 2nd time today. Touchdown, West Central. From 11 yards out, Cameron Robinson rushes that one. Just the speed. The speed pays off for Cameron Robinson. And it's 20-0. West Central getting out in front in this one. I formation for the 2-point try for Colton Spence and crew. Spence pitches it left side. They're going to try the same play, opposite side, and shaking a tackler and making his way into the end zone for the 2-point try. It is successful, and it is 22-0. West Central leading West Prairie Southeastern. We'll take a break. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are in the 3rd quarter. West Central scoring from 11 yards out. Cameron Robinson, his 2nd touchdown of this ball game. He is at 113 yards rushing on 7 carries today. 1 was from 77 yards. So that's kind of bloated his numbers a little bit, but still he's got 2 touchdowns, 1 from 77 and 1 from 11. Cooper Gibb going to boot this one, a little low line drive kick. It'll be returned near the 25, near the 30-yard line, as he'll be taken down at about the 35-yard line, as that was number 30, Keith Zabo. And the Cyclones will take over after the fumble on their last possession. After they got an opening drive stop here in the 2nd half, that turnover is just a backbreaker right there. And West Central able to go in and score a touchdown on it. Those turnovers get magnified when the opposing side goes down and scores a touchdown on them. 5:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter, 22-0. One wide receiver on each side, the pistol formation for Hester. He waits the snap. He's going to go right side, pitches it to Austin Nelson, who's got his way past the 40-yard line. Or right at about the 40-yard line. They'll give him the 40-yard line. 5-yard gain on the play for Nelson.
Austin Nelson with the run, 5-yard gain.
And Austin Nelson, 5 yards for him. He's over 100 yards here today. He's got 107 yards on 15 carries. West Central, again, West Prairie Southeastern's had some good runs here tonight. Good drives, but just stalling out. Got to make those drives worth it here. We'll see if West Prairie can figure something out on this West Central defense. 5:15 to go, 2nd and 5. Hester in the shotgun by himself. He's going to take it himself, struggles with the snap, and this time smartly he falls on it. It's a 2-yard loss. Hester, I think that was the mistake last time. He tried to pick it up and run on that last play on 3rd and long after the snap went over his head, or was it 3rd and long? No, it was 1st and 10. But he tried to pick it up and make something out of nothing, but they teach you in high school, I feel like, to just fall on it. Just fall on the ball. Make sure you get the possession. Austin Nelson playing quarterback here. Nelson going to take it himself as Nelson runs his way right side. Interesting formation there. Nelson still on his feet past the 30 or the 40-yard line. It's going to be a good 3-yard gain, but he's going to be well short.
On the sack, bringing up 4th down.
3-yard gain on that play, so 4th down and about 5. Ball back at the 40-yard line. We'll see if Coach McCormick decides to go for it, but a penalty flag comes in, and we'll see what the call is. It's going to be after the play. I don't know if somebody chirped and said something. Looks like West Prairie might have chirped. Coach McCormick coming out, wanting a word with the official. Alyssa, can we get them on camera there? As they're chatting with Coach McCormick there. He doesn't seem all that pleased on it. 4th down and 5. We haven't got an official signal from the officials yet, but they are going to have to back it up. And this will probably lead West Prairie Southeastern to punt it away. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. I imagine an unsportsmanlike conduct call. I don't know what was said, but the magical words were said, and that is going to be the first penalty of the ball game, and it could not have come at a worse time. On 4th and 5, you have the chance maybe to go for it, but now on 4th and 20, you have no chance to go for it inside your own 30. Here's Nelson going to pooch this one, gets that one away. That's going to be a good kick. Past the 40, now past the 35-yard line. As that'll be down at the 34-yard line. That is going to be a 40-plus yard punt. So we've seen some good punting here in this ball game. Just under 4 minutes to go here.
West Central will be taking over the 34-yard line.
22, they mark it now at the 35. Generous spot there considering where the ball died, but it is what it is. Under 4 minutes to go. 1st and 10, 22-0, West Central with the lead. Yeah, West Prairie, Southeastern has been playing so well here in this game. It's just a shame to look up the scoreboard and you see no points. Their offense has moved at times here today, but just haven't been able to cash them in. I formation. Here's Spence, hands it off to Kelly, runs his way right side. He's going to be past the 40-yard line, but a penalty flag comes in. And it is going to be a holding call on West Central, so they will be pushed back as well. 4th penalty here in the ball game. First of the 10-yard variety. Penalties will hurt you. Holding on West Central, the Heat. So back him up 10 yards. It'll be 1st down and 20. 22-0, West Central with the lead. Colton Spence coming back with the play call. I formation. Colton Spence, Graham Kelly, and Robinson in the backfield. They hand it off to Robinson, who runs his way left side. He's trying to get past the 30-yard line. Oh, he had a hole. If he could get past that initial line of defenders there. It's a 5-yard game for Robinson. 2nd down and 15. I saw the hole, but I didn't see the defenders on that one. That's why I got a little excited there. It looked like Robinson had nobody in front of him. The blocking on that play was great down the field, but right at the line, not so good. 2nd down and 15 as we come up on 3 minutes to go. Sometimes it's just where you're located on the field. You can see some things better than others. Spence takes the snap, fakes the handoff, first throw of the ball game. He's got a man, it's wide open, running his way. That's Reed Plate, 20, 15, shakes the tackle, end zone, touchdown, West Central. The tight end, Reed Plate, we haven't seen it all game long. A 70-yard touchdown pass on the play action. How about that? What a play. Touchdown West Central. Reed Plate on that one. I hope I'm saying that name right, by the way. 28-0, West Central with the lead now. As they'll go for the two-point try here. I formation, Robinson in the backfield. Got Kelly with him. 2:42 to go here as the pitch. Robinson going left side. A lot of bodies there. Robinson, he's near the line, but he's going to be short. So West Central 2 of 4 on the two-point tries. With 2:42 to go here in the third, 28-0. West Central has doubled their lead since the half. West Prairie needs a response. Will they get it? We'll find out. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call as we are in the third quarter, 2:42 to go. West Central, a 70-yard touchdown pass to Reed Plate. As the first pass I've seen them throw in the 2 weeks that I have covered West Central here for TSSR. They don't throw it much. That's what makes the play action so dangerous. You never know when it's going to be coming. As that one returned by Zabo, and he's going to be spun down at about the 35-yard line. So good kick coverage on that low line drive kick there. Zabo returns it to the 35. And that is where the Cyclones will take over. Just miscues on some drives here. You've seen a fumble and also a penalty on a 4th and 5, which it looked like they were going to go for it as Hester goes right side. Nelson still on his feet, gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gets 3 on that one. Nelson has been very impressive here. That's his 17th carry of the ball game. He gets to about the 38-yard line. 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. But again, West Prairie, they've shown signs that they can move the ball here in this ball game. It's just they haven't been able to cash in. And they've made a couple of mistakes in the worst possible time. Gave them 3 yards at 2nd and 7 as we approach 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Hester, bunch set here. Pistol as awaiting the snap. Hester takes it, hands it off. Ooh, met in the backfield, still on his feet somehow. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That was Zabo who got the carry. They give him about a yard, but that is about it. He took a lick on that one too. Be third down at about 6. 1:35 to go. West Central's had all the momentum there. 14-0 lead at the half has doubled. It's 28-0. And West Prairie, Southeastern looking for a stop. One wide receiver on each side. Hester in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking to throw. Hester going to dump this one off, looking for his man, and they're going to say that one skipped in, incomplete. Looking for his intended target, that is Hayden Wilcox, number 2. And that'll be 4th down now. 4th down and 7. Looks like a punting situation again for the Cyclones. West Central's not buying it. 1:11 to go here. Austin Nelson here to boot it away again. That one just over the line. One's going to skip out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. 41, maybe the 42-yard line. 41-yard line, it looks like. That's where they'll mark it, and that's where West Central will take over with 1:04 to go here in quarter number 3. Been a little quiet there for West Prairie here in the first half, or in the second half, I should say. First half, they put up quite a bit of offense. Surprised me just the amount of ball control that they had in that first quarter. I don't know what the official time of possession was, but the opening drive, of the ball game. They held the ball for more than half of the opening quarter. Didn't score, but still, they've been able to hang on to the ball a couple of times here tonight, keep the ball away from West Central. West Central's shown an ability here tonight to score quickly. As this is quite the formation here. Are they punting this? Well, that one gets away. As running it is Colton Spence, as that is a gigantic lot. I don't understand the formation there. That's a 10-yard loss for Colton Spence. Were they going to punt that away? Huh. I've officially seen it all. 42 seconds to go here. That was one of the weirdest setups I've ever seen in my life, and it looks like they are lining up in that same set. Are they practicing their long snapping? With them up 28-0, maybe. Running it is Spence. He's just going to try to get ahead of steam. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're just trying to work on their long snapping. That's a 5-yard gain for Spence. I've never seen them. I've never seen a team line up that far away from the line of scrimmage. But maybe it's just to get Colton Spence ahead of steam. Try to show off his wheels. That'll end our third quarter. I've seen it all. We go to the fourth, West Central. They've doubled their lead since the half. They now lead it 28-0. We're back after this. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Welcome back, TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call. Fourth quarter about to get underway here from Biggsville, Illinois. West Central on homecoming night leading West Prairie Southeastern 28-0. Well, they're not in the weird setup here. Last two plays a little bizarre. I formation, Spence. We got a penalty flag coming in. This game brought to you by our great title sponsors here for West Prairie and Southeastern Sports. Want to give them one more shout out here. Our title sponsor for Southeastern, they present to you, they're brought to you by, I believe, I had it up here a second ago, Adams Fiber. And West Prairie side of sports brought to you by McDonough Telephone Cooperative. We appreciate them. A 5-yard penalty makes it 3rd down and 19. That's the 5th penalty here in the ball game for West Central by my tally. So if there's one thing Coach Kirby's going to want to work on, it's those penalties. Those will kill you come playoff time. 3rd down and 19. Here's the snap. Spence going to launch this one right side, looking for his man. That one tipped, and then it nearly fell into the hands of Cameron Robinson. Good defensive play there. That is number 2. Hayden Wilcox back there, too, for the coverage. And now it'll be 4th down. 4th down and 19. Colton Spence will punt it away. Maybe. They were in this set a couple of plays earlier this drive. Here's the snap. Spence going to boot this one. Wow, what a punt by Spence. And with nobody back, it's going to take a West Central hop for a moment, and then it takes a West Prairie hop, and it will trickle down inside the 30-yard line. Another good punt for West Central here in this ball game. Ball will be set at the 28-yard line, and West Prairie will have the next possession here. 28-0 again. Some things to hang their hat on here in this one, but the glaring issue, obviously, is the goose egg on the scoreboard here. Their offense is just, they've had time of possession here in this game, but just have been unable to get into the end zone. 11:42 to go here in this ball game. And now West Central, here's Hester, or West Prairie, I should say. Hester going to kick it to Nelson. Nelson somehow hangs on to that one, bouncing off of tacklers back near the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a couple of yards on that one. Good play there by the West Central defense. It's a 1-yard loss for Nelson on his 18th carry of the ball game. Second down and about 11 now as the clock ticks under 11 and a half. The big plays in this ball game, a 70-yard touchdown to Reed Plate. That's been here in the second half. In the first half, Cameron Robinson, 77-yard run for West Central. Other than that, it's kind of been a grinded out kind of affair. 10-yard touchdown run by Cooper Gibb. And then there's one more touchdown that I'm missing here. Cameron Robinson, I think, had another one here in this ball game. That handoff, or that run, I should say, back to the line of scrimmage. That's Hester, the quarterback. No gain on the play.
Tristan Hester with the keeper for a 1-yard gain.
Tristan Hester with that carry. Back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, so maybe give him a yard or two. It'll be third down and 9. Actually, third down and 10 if I see where that yard marker is. Third down and 10. You got 10:15 to go here in this fourth quarter. Good to have everybody with us. Again, feel free to get into the comments. Let us know your thoughts, your reaction. Hester in the pistol, awaiting the snap. Hester looking to throw. The left-handed quarterback going to jump this one off left side. That one is caught. That is good coverage there by West Central. Nearly jumping in front of that one was West Central, but able to get that one forward progress will give him the 35-yard line, so a 7-yard gain on that play. And they give him the 34, so a 6-yard gain.
The reception, 4 yards, swarmed by the Heat.
I didn't see the number here, so Bryson Tanner, number 23, that's who they're telling me made that catch, so 6-yard gain. It's his third catch of the ball game. Fourth down and 5. Nelson going to punt this one away. As that punt, they get it away. It'll bounce at about the 45-yard line. It'll trickle its way out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. 9:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. As West Central, the Heat will take over. We'll see how many of their starters will stay in this ball game. Or Coach Kirby will decide to empty the bench, if they even have a bench to empty. Can't imagine 8-man football. There's too deep of a bench, but we'll see how. I guess we'll see how aggressive his play calling is on this drive. 28-0, West Central leading West Prairie Southeastern.
And here comes your Heat.
Cameron Robinson out there. Colton Spence, Graham Kelly, everybody's still out there, as you would expect. Still 9 minutes to go. Anything can happen. Here's the I formation snap. They hand it off to Robinson. Runs his way left side. 45, still on his feet near midfield. That's a good run by Cameron Robinson. They're going to give him the 50-yard line, a 9-yard gain for Robinson. Wow. He has been excellent here tonight. He's been excellent the last 2 weeks. He had a great game against Ridgewood in that comeback effort for the Heat. "76 yards in the second half alone for Cameron Robinson last week. So he came in and made an impact on that ball game. He's made an impact on this ball game with the 77-yard touchdown and the 11-yard touchdown. 2 touchdowns for Robinson. They pitch it to him now, right side. He's got room. He's got the line. 45, still on his feet. He runs out of bounds near the 40-yard line. So a 10-yard gain on 2nd and 1. Cameron Robinson, he'll have the 40. And it's 1st and 10. Clock still ticks. 8:10 to go here, fourth quarter. Again, congratulations to the West Central middle schoolers in state today. They won their game. They will play again tomorrow. Very exciting. Getting success at a young age for those kids there as well. 7:50 to go. I formation. Here's the snap. Spence going to pitch it left side. That is a new back into the ball game as he just takes a lick First time we've seen number 4 in this ball game. That is Eli Vansel. Eli Vansel, the senior, took a shot on that one. Be about a 1-yard gain on that one. So Vansel, I'll put his number down here so I can fit his stats in here. A 1-yard gain for Vansel. 7:10 to go. Getting some different guys with more snaps here. Here's Kelly going to run his way right side. Up the middle, Kelly, gain of about 4 on that one to about the 35, Graham Kelly.
35-yard line.
So a 4-yard gain for him. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 as we are at 6:50 to go here, 4th quarter. Good to be broadcasting here tonight from homecoming night at West Central High School. Beautiful, beautiful night it's turned into. Here's the snap. They hand it off to Kelly again. He runs his way left side. He's going to have about a 4-yard gain. He's going to be about a yard short, and I imagine Coach Kirby going to keep his offense out there on the field. He sure is, as he's chatting with his quarterback. His quarterback's also his punter, so. But I imagine on 4th and 1 in this day and age of football, on the 35-yard line on the plus side of the field, 99 times out of 100, you're going to see people go for it, especially in high school football. Here's the I formation. They turn. They pitch it left side. It's Vansel again. He's got the first down, 25. There goes Vansel down the sideline. Eli Vansel. How about that? Touchdown, West Central. 31 yards for Eli Vansel. Off the bench he comes in. And the senior gets in on homecoming night. 34-0, West Central with the lead. $34-0 our score. I formation once again here. Colton Spence. Eli Vansel, 31 yards. They give it to Kelly. Runs his way up the middle. And Graham Kelly in for the 2-point try. And with 5:53 to go here in quarter number 4. 36-0 our score. We will take a break. We'll be back in just a moment on TSSR Game Time Live. It's presented by MDH.
When I walk in and talk to my patients, I like my patients first and foremost to feel comfortable. I like to keep it real with them. I like them to know that I'm there to listen to them and to help them understand some of the processes that they may be going through. The most rewarding aspect that I feel with caring for patients is when those patients come back in and they tell me how much better they feel for something that I have helped them accomplish in their healthcare.
Welcome back to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Wyatt Reed on the call, 4th quarter of action. 36-0, West Central with the lead. A 31-yard touchdown run by Eli Vansel. Coming in off the bench and making his name known. Back to return the kick, Bryson Tanner for West Prairie. He picks it up inside the 10-yard line, has to return it. He's still on his feet past the 20. There goes Tanner past the 40-yard line. He gets a block. Tanner's got one man to beat, and he's inside the 45-yard line on the plus side of the field. What a return for West Prairie's Bryson Tanner. The Cyclones getting good field position once again. 5:40 to go here in quarter number 4. And we'll see if West Prairie can get on the board here. The Cyclones get a good return. Their special teams has been very good here tonight, setting them up with some good plays here in the return game. But, again, their offense has just been unable to get in. Ball set at the 41-yard line. As the I formation, Hester turns, hands it off to Nelson. He gets his way past the 40-yard line. And Nelson has been one heck of a workhorse here tonight. He's going to get to about the 38-yard line, a 3-yard gain.
Colton Spence, Carter Gibb on the stop.
Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be second down and 7. 5:20 to go here, quarter number 4. 36-0, West Central with the lead. Cyclones of West Prairie Southeastern trying to get into the end zone for the first time here tonight. Again, they've had some possessions just get stalled out. They've been inside the red zone twice. They've been inside the 30-yard line on a number of occasions. Here's the handoff. Zabo loses the handle for a moment, and West Prairie is able to fall on it. It's going to be a 2-yard loss for Zabo.
Bringing up third down, 3rd and 7.
So 3rd down, 7 to go. As we move our way towards the end of this one, West Central been dominant throughout.
This got thrown at me.
3rd down and 8. They give them a 1-yard loss on that last play. 4.5 minutes to go here for quarter number 4. Hester, pistol formation. Here's the snap. Hester's going to look to throw. Going to dump that one off left side. That one's picked off. There goes Cameron Robinson down the sideline. The quarterback to beat, and he takes him down inside the 30. Intercepted by Cameron Robinson. 3rd turnover of the ball game. And West Central with the football inside the 30. They marked him down near the 25. They're going to mark him right at the 26. Cameron Robinson. We've seen some passes here tonight by Hester. A couple that have been jumped by Graham Kelly. Kelly should have had a couple of picks on a number of occasions. And it looks like Coach Kirby going to empty out his bench and is going to bring in some of his other guys. So I'm going to have to get my stat sheet here for West Central. Timeout, West Central. It's the first timeout used here in this half. I think both teams used all their timeouts in the first half. Timeout on the field, though, for West Central. They're going to get their substitutions in. Head coach Jason Kirby, we'll chat with him post-game here. Maybe we'll get to chat with Coach McCormick as well. Again, there's been some highlights for Coach McCormick. You look up 36-0, you'd think you'd have a tough time finding highlights, but West Prairie Southeastern's played some pretty good football here tonight. They just have stalled out on some drives. So awaiting the snap. That one taken, hands it off, runs his way right side. That's number 26. That's Gage Troutman. The quarterback is Carter Gibb here now. Troutman with a 1-yard gain for West Central. Forgot what number he was, 26. A 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9, 3:50 to go. One wide receiver split out right side. That is Mason Shaley. Number 18, Carter Gibb, awaiting the snap. Here's the snap. Fakes, actually gives the handoff. Gets it left side. That is Troutman again. And he's going to lose a few yards as West Prairie Southeastern had that one sniffed out pretty good. Be about a 3-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and about 12. So Troutman, 3-yard loss there. I haven't seen Cooper Gibb in the entire second half. He got the start at the tailback position, but haven't seen him much here in the second half. West Central, I mean, they've really been doing a good job. I mean, he got a touchdown, but that one goes way over the head of the quarterback, Carter Gibb, and that is going to make it 4th down and forever. I'll be curious to see where they need to get to the 15-yard line. Where are they going to mark this thing at? They're at the 43-yard line. So, I believe it's going to be a punting situation. They mark it at the 43. Again, they need to get to about the 16-yard line. So, let's say 4th and about 27. 2.5 minutes to go. In to punt it away is Carter Gibb, the quarterback. Now he's going to get some punting duties here with 2:20 to go. As that snap nearly went over his head again. Gibb going to get this one off, though, as that one going to bounce inside the 20-yard line. I'll be honest, I've seen more punts in this game than I expected. Credit the defenses, though. They've set them up. West Central's defense especially. They've set up a lot of punting situations for West Prairie Southeastern.
West Prairie taking over on the 22-yard line.
West Prairie has forced some punts as well. Their defense has played pretty tight on a couple of occasions here tonight. But this game kind of turned on its head when West Prairie got the stop. It was a 3-and-out on the opening drive to start the third quarter. And then West Prairie Southeastern with the possession. The ball goes over the head of the quarterback, Hester, with 2:09 to go. But that moment in this ball game feels like that really changed the complexion of this ball game. West Prairie would eventually go on to double their lead from halftime by the end of the third quarter, and now they lead 36-0. I formation, Hester. That's actually not Hester. That is the backup quarterback on the West Prairie side, Hayden Wilcox. The handoff. 1 yard gain on the play for Zabo. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Zabo with another carry here in this one. He's gotten 6 carries here tonight. As we tick under 2 minutes to go, 1:45 to go here in this ball game. Homecoming night, it's been a special night here. Zabo, the deep back. Bryson Tanner, they give it to Zabo, running his way left side. He cuts back. He'll have a few yards, 1, maybe 2 on that play to Zabo. And the clock will tick under a minute and a half. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. West Central going to 4-1 this season. 4 straight wins after a season opening loss to West Carroll. 1 minute to go now. 3rd down and about 8. As it looks like the quarterback, once again, Hayden Wilcox. I formation, they pitch it right side to Tanner. Tanner going to get his way to the outside. He's past the 30, still on his feet, past the 40-yard line. Bryson Tanner going to run his way out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him. They mark him at the 40-yard line. That is an 18-yard gain for Bryson Tanner.
Bryson Tanner with a West Prairie.
And with under 30 seconds to go, we'll see if West Prairie gets one more play in or if they're content to call this one. 15 seconds to go. Looks like, well, we got a whistle. Timeout. Is it timeout, West Prairie? They're calling a timeout. So, with 12.4 seconds to go, in the words of the great Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. Sad that Lee Corso not on College Game Day anymore. One of the legends. Broadcasting icons, coaching icon. Well, the timeout did not last long. They wind the rest of the clock, and that'll do it. West Central, their 4th straight win after a season-opening loss to West Carroll. They dominate here in this one, 36-0, our final score here from Biggsville, Illinois. What a ball game for the Heat, as Cameron Robinson, the star of this one, 2 touchdown runs. And West Central goes to 4-1 on the season. They will have another home game next week. It's going to be a good one against Galva. And they'll look to go to 5-1 next season. Galva put on a lot of points last week in Bushnell, so that's a high-powered offense coming into town next week. So we'll look forward to that one. I don't know if we'll be on the broadcast of that one, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye here at TSSR. There's coaches McCormick and Kirby meeting at midfield right there. Hopefully we get to chat with both of them. I know Coach Kirby's going to make his way up here. He's going to make it his effort here. Coach McCormick, I'm not sure. I've never dealt with Coach McCormick. I've dealt with him in my past. He actually was my driver's ed instructor back in my days of living in the Bushnell area. Former Bushnell-Prairie City Spartans coach. I think it was Bushnell-Prairie City Avon at the time. But the coaches, again, meeting at midfield there, and they'll go talk to their teams. And, again, hopefully we get to chat with both of them here in the postgame as we wrap this one up. 36-0, our final score. And let's get some numbers for you before we get out of here. What a ball game again by Cameron Robinson. Robinson at the half had 2 carries for 94 yards. And he picked up right where he left off and put on a show here in the second half. He did score another touchdown in the second half. And he finishes the night 137 yards on 10 carries. So 13.7 yards per carry. That's easy math right there. What a ball game for him here in this one. Graham Kelly, who was kind of our star last week, didn't have near as many carries, but West Central didn't really need him to grind out those yards here tonight. He had 12 carries on the night. Still had 4 yards a carry, 49 yards on the day for Graham Kelly on those 12 carries. Cooper Gibb, we didn't see in the second half, so I don't know if he was battling an issue or Coach Kirby wanting to get some other players in. He got a number of players in. Cooper Gibb in this contest, 5 carries for 55 yards and a touchdown in that first half. Graham Kelly also had a touchdown, I should add. No, he didn't. He did not have a touchdown here in this one. My apologies. Thought he did, but he did not. Starting quarterback, Colton Spence for West Central. 2 carries for -5 yards. The -10-yard play on his first carry didn't help there. 2 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown in this ball game by Eli Vansel coming in off the bench, scoring on a 31-yard touchdown scamper on 4th down. And then it was 2 carries for -2 yards for number 26, and that is Gage Troutman. So those are your numbers for West Central. And then they did have 1 pass, 1 for 1 for Colton Spence. It was a 70-yard touchdown to Reed Plate, number 3. That play-action play. Coach Kirby holding on to that one, putting that in his back pocket. How about that play? It was very successful. Grace, Heat Nation, in big letters. She's excited for her West Central Heat, who moved to 4-1 on the season. West Prairie Southeastern, they will fall to 0-5 on the year. I mean, they have been competitive the last 2 ball games here. And again, it was their offense that was kind of the story here in this ball game, just grinding out long possessions, but just weren't able to get into the end zone. It was very, very shocking to see that play out throughout this ball game, as the leading rusher here in this one, Austin Nelson, he ended up with over 100 yards. Let me get the rest of his numbers here. But he was very quiet. He had 93 yards in the first half. But he did not have much in the second half. Matter of fact, he only had 22 yards in the second half. 115 yards on 19 carries here tonight for number 34, Austin Nelson. Make sure that's the right guy there. Yep, Austin Nelson, number 34. Let me see the rest of the numbers here for Tristan Hester, the starting quarterback. 8 carries for 11 yards on the day. And then it was 7 carries for 12 yards for number 30, Keith Zabo. 3 catches in the ball game, 3 completions. Bryson Tanner was the recipient of all 3 of those catches tonight for West Prairie Southeastern. So Bryson Tanner ends up with 16 yards receiving on 3 catches as well. And Bryson Tanner, an 18-yard run on that last play. One of the last plays of the ball game. So Bryson Tanner getting that carry at running back here as well. I think if you're West Prairie Southeastern, I think you kind of use him. He's got some very good speed here in this ball game. It showed on a couple of occasions. But our final score, once again, 36-0, West Central. Touchdowns in the ball game for Cooper Gibb. 2 touchdowns in the game for Cameron Robinson. A 31-yard touchdown off the bench for Eli Vansel. And a 70-yard touchdown reception for Reed Plate. That is your scoring breakdown there. This game was 14-0 at the half. Again, this game just, if West Prairie puts up even just one of those touchdowns, one of those drives they put into the end zone, that game is, it's a 7-point game, maybe a 6, an 8-point game at the half. You're looking at the ball game in a completely different way, and your messages to your kids are a little different. I mean, it was very, very close, a very closely contested ball game in the first half. But boy, West Central turned it on in the second half. They got the job done as they will move to 4-1 on the season. And again, West Prairie Southeastern have to go another week searching for their first win. I think I see Coach McCormick making his way towards us here, so maybe we'll get to chat with him. I see Coach Kirby on his way up. So we'll definitely chat with the winning coach here. Jason Kirby for West Central makes his way on up here. I'll hand him the headset as he gets that all comfortable. What a ball game here for West Central as they move to 4-1 on the seasons. Coach Kirby joining us here now, the head coach of the West Central Heat. Coach Kirby, this was a very closely contested ball game in that first half. Felt like West Prairie was really doing a good job of ball control, keeping it away from your high-powered offense. How do you think things changed from that first half to that second half?
Well, I think what you said right there was perfect. John had a great game plan in possess the ball, run the clock. You could see they were waiting for the official to count it down. They took every available second at all times and made that work.
It certainly did, but your guys really tightened up, especially on those long drives. Long drives, you often have your defenses wearing down, but it felt like, especially late in the drives, your defense really tightened up and played some of the best plays in that first half, and that's why you were able to stall them out, keep them at 0 on the scoreboard in that first half, and then that just kind of ran into you guys there in the second half as well.
Yeah, they put the ball on the ground a couple times, and that was fortunate for us because they were driving. But yet at the same time, our kids did seem to tighten up. And although we gave up some yards and some plays, we didn't give up any explosive plays in terms of touchdown runs, so that was good for us.
We're talking with the head coach of the West Central Heat, Jason Kirby, joining us here on TSSR Game Time Live. So you were dealing without Aiden Garner here tonight. You put in Cooper Gibb to start the ball game, Cameron Robinson. I got Cameron Robinson for quite the ball game here tonight, Coach. I mean, he put on a show, 137 yards rushing for Cameron Robinson here tonight, and he showed off his speed with that 77-yard touchdown run. I mean, what kind of an impact has he been off the bench as you've been kind of dealing with that injury bug here this season?
Yeah, Cameron's done a nice job. He plays like a senior that knows that he doesn't have much time left and hasn't played a lot of football, but yet at the same time, as we've always thought that he was explosive and athletic, we just had to figure out a way to get him to be on the field and doing things for us. So it was nice to see him get to do some things for the second week in a row that were really good for us in the run game.
Yeah, put on a good show there in that second half against Ridgewood, and you guys moved to 4-1 now on the season thanks to that. Graham Kelly also grinding out some yards there, but again, I just think it was your defense flying around. They were making some plays, especially in the second half. The defense really tightened up. It became very evident that West Prairie kind of struggled to move that ball there in the second half. What was different for you guys in the second half that you guys were able to stop them at the line of scrimmage?
I think our kids keyed 34. They had their eyes wandered a little bit. They're 15, 16-year-old kids.
Right.
It's
homecoming night.
You tell them to key a specific thing in a specific formation, and they're all over the place. When we talk to them at halftime about, hey, 34's the deal. And if 16's running the ball, it's because 34's leading him. And, when our kids took that approach, and that's, kind of caveman philosophy, to be honest with you, in football, but when our kids took that approach, it worked for them in the second half, and we were successful with it.
Well, I won't keep you too much longer here, Coach. I got Coach McCormick waiting to get on here as well, and homecoming night, obviously a special night here. But you guys have won 4 in a row after that season-opening loss. Got another one next week at home against Galva. Going to be good to be back here once again on the home turf in front of the home fans. I mean, what's your message going into a big game against Galva as you guys have won 4 in a row?
Just keep doing the same thing. Let's go 1-0. Let's continue to try to improve, play better defense, and possess the football. You know, we put the ball on the ground once tonight. That was something we can't do. But we're a little bit banged up as well, and we're going to need a week to get healthy and see how that looks for us when we play Galva next week.
He's the head coach of the West Central Heat, Jason Kirby. Appreciate you having us here tonight, Coach. Congratulations on a homecoming win, and congratulations moving to 4-1 on the season, and we'll talk to you down the road. Appreciate you, Coach.
See you next week. Thanks for everything.
Sounds good. Appreciate you there. Jason Kirby, the head coach of the West Central Heat, joining us, and right behind him is the head coach of the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones, joining us here on TSSR. As his headset a little discombobulated there, so we'll get that headset on. And Coach John McCormick joining us here. Appreciate the time, Coach. Obviously not the result that you were wanting to see here tonight, but I think there were definitely some highlights for you guys, especially that first half. As I was talking with Coach Kirby there a second ago, maybe you heard some of the conversation. Your offense was really cooking, especially that opening drive. What was working for you in that first half that you guys were able to move the ball up and down the field?
Well, I mean, I think you kind of fill each other out as the game goes, and we kind of put some things together that they necessarily haven't seen, and and our guys up front, that's kind of how we've been talking all year. We're only going to go as we have a very talented running back in Austin Nelson, as everybody knows, but we got to work up front, we got to block, we got to stay on blocks, and I think we kind of we did that, and then as we kind of wear down, sometimes that goes away, and we sub some guys in and out, and but I think probably as far as this season goes, that first half's probably some of the best football we've played. We played decent defense, we played decent offense. They had one big play and we kind of made them earn their points, which is always something we want to do. Like we talk at the end, it's like if you make people put drives together, that's when they have penalties. That's when they turn it over. If you just let them have one big one, there's not a whole lot that can go wrong. So, but I'm pretty proud of our effort overall. Especially in the first half, and then in the second half we struggled a little bit to move the ball, and that's a credit to their defense and their scheme and what they do.
Well, it certainly was, but again, certainly some things to hang your hat on. I know the season's been a little tricky for you guys here, but you guys have just been showing improvement. You had a close game last week on the road against Peoria Heights. What has been different these last couple of weeks, even though haven't been able to get that win on the board, but you guys are certainly putting together some better quarters, better halves. As you said, that might have been one of the best halves you've seen from your guys this season.
I think a lot of us just, we've got some inexperienced guys. We have 3 guys starting on both sides of the ball out of 8. That have some experience, so our younger guys and guys that haven't been on the field a whole lot are getting more experience as we go, and they're continuing to work and practice, and they're bound to get a little bit better with some experience, and we've got some sophomores playing a lot of minutes in a varsity game, and then they had to turn around and play on Monday. So the nice thing, and like we talked at the end, is we're starting to see our sophomores kind of stand out a little bit more on a Monday, because the game's a lot slower and it's a lot different. And they're understanding that, these guys are, our size, our age, our skill set. And, they're doing a nice job on Mondays. And hopefully that kind of continues to go. And, like I said, our older guys are getting more experience and we're continuing to work. And they're showing up for practice. And something I think with football is you never want to take it for granted. And, like this is week 5 already. We got some seniors that realize that.
Right.
And they come to practice and they come to work and they come to games and they kind of play like it too. So, we got 9 seniors and they kind of understand, we got 4 weeks left and we're going to continue to play because we don't want to have any regrets when we're done.
Yeah, one of those seniors, Austin Nelson, you mentioned him. He had him over 100 yards here, but a lot of those were in the first half. But he is a special kid. You can see it out there on the field. He's got speed. He can break tackles. How much of an impact has he had not only on your guys this season, but also for those younger guys, kind of teaching him the way as he gets ready to graduate this year?
Yeah, I think he's been doing that since he's a sophomore, and he's continued to grow and get better as a player, and he's definitely done a lot for us in the years that he's been here, and we're definitely going to miss him for sure. And he's a great kid and great kid to be around, and the kid, he's a good leader, and he's not a huge raw guy, but he can be when he needs to be, and he's been a phenomenal player for us for 4 years, and he's going to be missed for sure when he's finished up playing, but he's going to have a lot of good memories to look back on, as he moves on to bigger and better things.
We're talking to the head coach of the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones, John McCormick here. One more question, Coach. Obviously, you guys fall into 0-5 here. Not ideal, but what's your message to these guys as you go into that late stretch, going down the home stretch? Only 4 games left on the regular season. It's hard to believe we're moving to this point already in the season, but time sure flies when you're having fun, though, is what they say.
Yeah, it does. It goes fast, and school's even going fast, which is sometimes, a lot of times the football week goes really fast, and the school week goes kind of slow, but it just seems like everything's flying. And, when you get advanced in age like me, it really does, So, you got to take advantage of every day you have. And we talked on Monday where we just kind of have our varsity guys, and, I said don't regret, don't hate coming to football practice because it's still the best part of your day probably. It is. It's probably the best part of my day for sure. And I think our guys understand that, and they're going to continue to make improvements and work hard and stick together, and that's something I'm pretty proud of as their coach. I think they're a pretty good group of guys that when they're done playing football, they're going to be doing something positive. I don't know that we got any NFL guys on our roster, but we got guys that are going to be good dads and husbands, and they're going to go to work and earn their money for sure.
And that's what it's all about here at the end of the day. As a high school football head coach, that's certainly what you want from your guys. Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Appreciate covering you guys here this season so far, and we'll see you down the road here. Appreciate the time.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. He's the head coach of the West Prairie Southeastern Cyclones, John McCormick, joining us here. And that's going to do it for us here tonight from Biggsville, Illinois, as we put a bow on this one. West Central getting the win over West Prairie Southeastern here tonight. 36-0, our final score. What a ball game for the West Central defense. Really tightened some things up in the second half. I want to thank all of our sponsors. We gave them a read throughout this contest here. One I actually missed. This game brought to you by Tom Conklin State Farm. Face-to-face over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how to do business with Tom Conklin, State Farm, Macomb. You can reach him at 309-837-1200. Visit him online at macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in, get your quote at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. That was one of the ones that I missed. My apologies there to Tom Conklin and his crew. We got all of our other sponsors. There was a lot of sponsors jumping on board for tonight, and rightfully so, because we appreciate all the hard work that everybody does. It's a lot of hard work to do this as well, so we appreciate folks having faith in us here to do this. By the way, upset alert potentially in Virginia. Virginia leads number 8 Florida State in college football, 2:08 to go in the fourth quarter. So definitely going to keep an eye on that one here. But for our camera girl, Alyssa, who I believe has already jetted, she's ready to go here tonight. So we appreciate the hard work from her. For the coaches, for the teams, my name's Wyatt Reed. Appreciate you guys joining us here tonight from Biggsville. 36-0 West Central getting the win here tonight over West Prairie Southeastern. Until next time, thank you so much for joining us on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.